Ba ba ba. Ba ba ba. Ba ba ba. What's up, fellas? Streamer's here to finish off Inco Noted tonight. Peta the stream is here. Horse the Peta is here. Here the Peta is horse. Holy shit, I just had a stroke. Yeah, me too. Reading that? Me too. Balls, testicles even. Mr. Streamer, it's time for reading. Yes, correct. It is time for reading. I will be reading tonight. The question is, how long will I be reading for? I'm not sure if we're gonna roll into like some small stuff afterwards, or if I'm just gonna leave this be a bit on the shorter side tonight. I haven't really taken like a long break recently, so maybe I'll have this one be a bit of a shorter Monday stream, take Tuesday off, and then be back on Wednesday, revitalized. Because the past couple of nights after stream, I've just laid down and passed the fuck out, if I'm honest. I don't know what it is. Well, maybe not always pass the fuck out, but at least needed to lay down and do not much else. Let me get your chainsaw. No, don't get the chainsaw, please. Hello, Snoot Gator Bros. Hey, Anna. Time to vibe. Yeah, it should be kind of a vibe stream. Making duck noises. I just make noises sometimes, man. I don't know what you want from me. The monkey has to do his dances. Mr. Streamer done gooning, gets ready to read. I ate some pasta and mushrooms, man, and it was pretty fucking good. And then I was trying to continue playing some Project Zomboid, because I still have to kind of feel all that shit out. But I mean, it's not immediately crashing, so I have to assume that at the very least, maybe the pack is okay. Showcase this bullshit with some cool games and all, but goddammit, I'm losing hope. I told you don't get excited for it. I told you there was likely not gonna be Silk Song. You brought that upon yourself. Like I said, the way to do everything with that is just kick it back, and then whenever Silk Song gets some kind of news, then you get excited. Don't go making yourself think, oh, they're gonna do it here, they're gonna announce it here. No. Recipe for disaster. Let me get the Taser Brass Knuckles then. Okay, you can get those. I'm not gonna stop you. Since it's one chapter left, I thought we were gonna be 3 hours of chatting, then reading the last chapter. Maybe it'll be 2 hours of chatting. You know, we usually get one, somewhere between 1 and 2. So maybe we'll be over at 2 hours, and then you'll get the chapter, and then we'll be about a 3-hour stream. Come God's drunkest stream. Pff, nah. No, I gotta say that for Friday with the GVH stream. Can't be getting drunk midweek. Work. Silk's on with Spring of 2074, if we're lucky. 2274. Oh, okay, well, I think by then probably. He's here to read our Goon Sesh. I'm not reading your guys' Goon Sesh. None in the chamber when. I gotta figure out when or what we're gonna do next. As it stands, I don't have like a concrete plan for where we're going. I think I mentioned in a comment on one of the previous vids, but what I'll probably do is take some time, look through the recommended readings, kind of get a little list compiled, figure out what sounds like a good thing to jump into, and then leave a little bit of a poll in the Discord to help us point it in the right direction. Are you guys gooning in the Discord? They better not be. Last I was there, they weren't. Good to rest up, man. Always is good to have a little bit of rest time. Ugh. Last night I don't know what it was. I know what it was. I was participating in the Discord and punishing Lanny, and I stayed up very late as a result. So I got like 4 hours of sleep, and then I had passed out midday, which not ideal, but is what it is. You're not gooning tonight, nor are we milk maxing. It's probably for the best, man. Don't feel forced to stream. Yeah, I don't feel forced to stream. I like streaming. It's just one of those things where, you know, I want to go ahead and get this Inco Noted done. Make sure that we got the books closed on it and everything. That way we're not leaving it open for longer. And then, yeah. After that, like I said, probably be a bit of a shorter stream tonight if I'm not really feeling it after we finish up Inco Noted, so. Have at least half a level by then. Goonmax and the VC drawing me a dumpy. That was happening. No, I can't prove it. Fuck you mean nuh-uh. Nah, you were right the first time. Silksong is simply just a myth. Always has been. It's just like an abstract concept. And it's kind of funny. Sounds good. Some homemade meatballs, primo. Yeah, I mean, my brother wanted to have like fucking egg and pasta. Apparently that's something he's been doing recently and he likes it. So I was just like, I got some mushrooms I need to get through. Let me go ahead and cut those up, throw them in a pan. A little bit of soy on top. Toss that on top of the pasta. Good to go. It's a good meal. I like it. Oh, we'll be there by 2026, maybe 2025. If you can keep huffing that copium, glitching. Wonder what Inco did noted. That he was a dumbass and brain damage has benefited him more than it's hurt him. Silksong is a siren song. Oh, the sweet, sweet sound. To be fair, we've been getting double stupid hour. People love day stupid hour. What is it that the app can read and add to chat, but the mobile browser can't? What is it that the app can read and add to chat, but the... What? I'm confused. Is this a 500 stream? No, that's walk down the street a little bit. Should be the 5th building on the right. I think that's where you're looking for. Pans to Weenie Hut Jr. You get Silksong October 26, 2077, the same day the bombs fall. Everybody's gonna be so excited. They're like, hell yeah, Silksong. I've been waiting for decades to play this. Air raid siren. Everybody dies. Sage fanfic when? Do they exist? Does a Sage fanfic even fucking exist? Everyone conspires to make me upset. None in the chamber already won both polls last time. What do you mean, new poll? What is this? It's called re-gauging interest. That's what it's called. I don't know. I don't know. The game looks sick as fuck. Are you talking about Silksong? I haven't seen anything on Silksong, so. Ugh. Whenever my computer boot up, I swear it's dying on me. Take him to hospice care. And by hospice care, I mean the junkyard. The end of Inco Noted? Damn. Well, yeah, the story's gotta end at some point, right? We've been, cruising through them. New pie! I mean, shit, when did we even start Inco Noted? Let me take a peep real quick. The 16th. So I had to put it what? Like 2 weeks ago. Much quicker time than we did on Broken Wings, so that's for sure. Technically, we would have been done last stream had I done 2 chapters in the first stream we did of it, but apparently in that 4-hour, 20-minute stream, we only did 1 chapter of Inco Noted, which, you know, must have been yapping my fucking lips, letting the old flaps just go and not stop. DC did say the next update will come from them. Well, there you go. At least you got something. I'll try the Sage route next for you and GVH. We're so back. Hold up, let me get my Gunnar hat. Don't get the fucking Gunnar hat, god damn it. Three weeks. Yeah, new poll and put none in the chamber in it twice so it can lose double the amount. Now, you see what I would do is I would make it so you can only vote for 1. I would have none in the chamber 3 times. That way people would accidentally vote on the different ones. And then split the votes and I'd be like, guys, look. None in the chamber was less than none in the chamber, which was less than none in the chamber, which was less than this other fix. So I don't know what to tell you. I love how Mr. Shimmer never reads none in the chamber. I miss old goons. We gotta take the word goon back. We need henchman goons, you know what I mean? On my phone, I can open the usual internet browser and can't use chat. I need to use the YouTube mobile app to see everyone talking here. True suffering. I'm gonna have a stroke. In fact, you upset me so much I will now go and bully Lanny again. I mean, I'm not surprised. I mean, don't you not need a reason to do that? Wouldn't you do that regardless? He's like the punching bag, right? Dang, is this an earlier stream than usual? No, this is about usually the time we're starting recently. 10:45 p.m. EST. This is when we've been starting. Usually, there's sometimes I need to start a little later because either I just didn't have dinner at the right time or whatever reason. I might be a little tired. If I'm doing a multiplayer, maybe I'm waiting on somebody, but 10:45 has been our start time recently. We are taking it back. Piss goons unite. Okay, we'll drop the piss part and, you know, fuck it, whatever. He's just on time this time? What do you mean this time? What? I've been on time recently? That makes it sound like I'm not on time usually. What the fuck? Now I'm mad. I was thinking it'll have more chapters. I mean, it's the I want to say it's the same link, if not longer, than Broken Wings. So it's just the chapters are way more expansive comparatively. What is Inco Noted based on again? E1. It's an E1 alternate fic where Inco gets his fucking head bonked on the stairs instead because he dives. Finally made it. Welcome, Urinals, welcome. Had some good raids today in SPT. Got some quests done for Randy, Mia, and one for Trish. Still working on a lot of quests for Olivia. Olivia asked for a lot to get done. I haven't played SPT recently. Like I kind of mentioned recently, after like streams and shit, I've just been passed out. And like during the day, I've been a little tired. So I haven't really gotten around to SPT. Most I've been doing is trying to tinker around with the Project Zomboid shit, so. Have you, so I know you replaced like all the traders with the fucking Wani characters and the like. How do you, I'll have to like check how you even did that later. Or if you dropped like a link to something to do that. And Baroth has just posted like 1,000 fucking why so serious faces. Jonkler emote found. Very good, very good. Glad I'm gonna have to deal with that now. Do you think Femme Joker calls her goons gooners? Why would you ask me that? What do you hope to gain from me? I do not have such fucking esoteric knowledge to be able to tell you if Femme Joker calls her goons gooners. Yes, says Baroth. Okay, well, you know what? I'm gonna just go with Baroth's answer and say that yes, that is what female Joker would do.
So clean plate.
Oops, shit. Wrong thing. Ignore that. I was just trying to pull up the YouTube thing so I could check things. Everything's good there. Bobbing my head right now. I'm just kind of fucking relaxing, if I'm honest. Bobbing the head to the music in the background here. Very comfortable. Can't wait for Mr. Streamer to give us new emotes. One day. One day. I just gotta get, like, on that, you know what I mean? I've got all the stuff there. It just takes time to do. And time is a very valuable fucking resource nowadays. I don't know, what is that fucking link? I must jonkle. What is this? Why is this? Femme Jonkler, probably a thirst trap VTuber. Do they have an OnlyFans? Is that something that they have as well? Totally meant henchman goon. We're so back. Recently checked out Inco Noted. I was colorblind. It's pretty wholesome so far. That's still being written, isn't it? Free Lanny? What did Lanny do? Why are we saying free me? I am free. Yeah, I haven't put Lanny in the fucking crib right now. I mean, I could. Is he in the VC? Yeah, he's right there. I could put him in the crib. I could jail him if you want, and then you guys can have your free Lanny campaign. Good boomer meme, dude. You mean golden age? Put Lanny in the crib, evil. Oh yeah, I can send some screenshots later or tomorrow where to change the icons and names because my brother is currently on the PC. Gotcha. It's easy to change it, not too complicated. Alright, cool. Just like a little bit of a asset swap type deal. My Lanny's present, yeah. You came in here saying free Lanny. I'm like, okay, well, sure. What did Lanny do? Check the lore. Check the lore. Why is man kissing Jonkler in front of femme? What are you guys talking about? Like, sometimes I'm sitting here trying to read chat and I'm just so fucking confused. What is that? What do you mean by that? Are you talking about the fucking the Chatlivia and Inco? The lore. Jonkler memento. How do I check the lore? Fucking, I don't know. There's lore masters, I'm sure. I think somebody made like a thread or whatever where the Lanny incident started. Why did somebody at me in here? I'm gooning. It's coming out. It's coming out. It better not be. I'll point you to the fucking rules once again. I believe if I take a look at the rules here, it says rule number 6: do not fucking edge to streamer's voice in VC. And if you added me, you were hearing my voice on stream, so it stands to reason that you're gonna get banned. Do I need to ban you? Does Papa need to drop the hammer? Why do you think him a gay? Are you stupid? Yes. Yes, we have proven this time and time again. I'm a fucking bozo. Damn it, there's another Ben poster in the Discord. Howdy. Hey, Dirtman. And he's doing it again. Mr. Streamer, make them kiss. Can't you see they're arch enemies right now? I can't make them kiss. Jonkler making out with Clayface, is he the stupid? I hate that as a rule. Well, it's part of the lore. Probably be into it. Made a new character. What the fuck should I name it? Bob. If there's one thing I'm not good at, it's fucking character names. So don't even come at me. Hey guys, I don't know if you've noticed, but the past couple streams, I think since the GVH stream, I swapped out the audio cable for my mic. There has not been a buzz since, I don't think. So I think I fixed it. Femme Joker calls her henchmen pay pigs. Can you send me your Sage files, please? Does Lanny have Sage files? Ben posters are invading the Discord. Are they? I haven't seen a ton of Ben posting. Is there like a lot of Ben posting? Oh, there's a Ben post there. That's true. Oh, I guess there are some Ben posters. Inco Noted. Joan J1 out. Boys make the best girls, what can I say? Femme posters rise up. I will not weigh in on this conversation. You guys can fight this war. Streamer does not want to engage. The Rita posters are fighting the Ben posters. I've seen the Rita posters. I've seen those. Praise the new cable. No more buzz. Yeah, thank God. I was tired of having to like look over to my fucking audio and be like, are you being annoying right now? Or like having this slight dread anytime I'm reading and not looking over at chat and then looking over and being like, streamer, there's a buzz. Streamer, there's a buzz. You need to fix the cable right freaking now. And I'm like, oh fuck, you're right. I need to get over there. Lunara best, you cannot dissuade me. Guys. Everybody's got their taste, okay? We can live in harmony. You know, we've got the Mia posters, we've got the Lunara posters, we've got the Sage posters, we've got the fucking the Judy posters. Everybody's got their pick. It's all good. Screw Rita posters, Reed's hot enough. Okay, kinda true though. Yay boy. No, we want more, Mr. Streamer. Okay, well, when we get the fucking Zomboid server up, you guys can make your factions and you can fucking shoot each other in the heads, alright? It'll be good. You'll be fine. I'll give you guys a medium to duke it out, alright? And then you can try to assert dominance, and then you'll realize that, you know, you can't beat Mr. Streamer, so Mr. Streamer's right. Oops, sorry. Smile. My favorite color is blood. Rosa stands will win. We'll see. We'll see. Femme Two-Face would call her henchmen pay pigs. Like, how did we even get here? What got us here? Rita Post will overtake. Rita forever. I'll miss it. I will win. I think Femme Penguin would do that. Okay, I could believe that. So much variety in our dino wives. Well, yeah. Agreed, one can hope. Alright, the Rosa... There's some support for the Rosa right now on the Twitch side, so I think the Twitch boys are probably going to be rallying around Rosa. Sage posters need to hide away. Like the cockroaches you are, huh? When are people going to inundate the filth with Nazar posts so that Mr. Streamer can finally read 500's 500? I'm pretty sure somebody already Nazar posted. Inco Noted fans when they see someone with brain damage. Overwatch players. God, I'm glad I haven't touched Overwatch in years. I played Overwatch 2 when it like dropped because I was like, ah, fuck it, let me see how it's going. It's like, ah, alright, whatever. Played it for a little bit, dropped it, never came back. I think I dropped it right about the time that fucking Ramatra came out, and it was like, alright fucker, pay now if you want to play Ramatra. And I'm like, no sir, goodbye. I paid you for the first game. You're not getting another dime out of me, you whores. Femme Riddler would call her henchmen, I think. So many people are Mia simps while few are Mia enjoyers. Ardiv, are you a Mia simp or a Mia enjoyer? I wonder if someone has made a 500 Nazar pick yet. Maybe. Bet the Mia team will be the first to fall. Well, I mean, look at their taste. They would probably ask you to curb stomp them if you dressed up like Mia. No, Mia with 2 eyes. Who the fuck is Mia with 2 eyes? Hold up a minute. Now I'm confused again. Rita, hey Anon man, you look lonely. Want me to rim you or something? Isn't there a picture of like Reed like over top Anon, like from his perspective, like, yo Anon, you look like you hit your head pretty hard there. You want me to suck your dick or something? But Mia has both of her eyes? Question mark? Now that you've reminded me, it's been a while since I posted Nazar JPEGs. We all like Rosa. Ardiv's 1000% Mia simp and we all know it. I keep feeding Ardiv Cayman nuclear bombs. Does he like them? Does he like the bombs? Does he eat them up? Is it like a delicacy for him? Mod, send him to the Muatine. Was that supposed to be the Miatine? Like a guillotine? Not anymore. Dunner like Kratos did Poseidon. Fuck me. Yep. I understand, urinals. Don't worry. I've gotten good at reading past the initial words, I think. Until I don't. Played Overwatch for 7 years straight and stopped playing last season. I've never felt better. I'm glad you recovered. I'm glad you recovered. I mean, like, fucking Overwatch used to be fun, right? But, I don't know. When I played Overwatch 1, I think I stopped playing about, what was it? Around about the time Brig came out, I think. It was a combination of just people playing other things in my group, and I was like, eh, fuck it. I don't really care to stick around. I wasn't big on the comp scene, so I was always just a casual player. No reason for me to stick around when, like, I don't got people to play with. Mod send to GVH. Cruel. Cruel and unusual punishment. Blizzard does what Blizzard does best, ruining every IP they can get their grubby hands on. Yeah, I feel like anytime I hear about Blizzard, it's them getting another massive fucking L. Oh my god, someone just posted a fucking emergence meme and student is snooting up. Did they? Would you guys believe me if I'm not exactly familiar with the... The Feral Rita, though, is pretty good. I'm actually not familiar with the origin of the whole emergent stuff. Same with Disney, common Blizzard L. Man, I just know nowadays to stick in a lane that makes me happy. And then whenever I hear someone screaming about something from the other room, I just plug my ears a little bit and go, la 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 la. I'm happy. I don't think the things I want from me fit into enjoyer category. Yeah, that makes sense. Sucking what? What did I come back to? Am I schizo, or did Mr. Streamer just vocalize his voice like a robot? What? What do you... Huh? I didn't just go robot. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm a red-blooded human. Couldn't be a robot. Disney just flops so damn often. I haven't watched anything Disney related in a long while. 50 Meotards versus Signal Spears, who wins? Much as I hate to admit it, probably the 50 Meotards. They got the special strength. Mia fans, when I remind them they're men, and they start hitting Mia back with rocks and spears and such. Hello, Wani gang. Hey, Seifu. Can someone explain to me why in some Stella fan art she has a rock with googly eyes and tiny limbs? What's the story about that? I wish I could tell you. Ugh. I'm not familiar with the extended Stella lore. All I know is tarot card readings and fridge Stella. When do you continue GVH? Probably this Friday. We'll probably do like the other half. I'll see if I can get Jeremy on deck for it. If I can, we'll, it should be a good time. Indiana Jones, Dial of Destiny, Enchanted, Oye Primos, etc. Again, haven't watched any of that, so I can't, like, weigh in on it. I'd fight for Judy, but she wouldn't want that. Takes the strongest will to do what's right, doesn't it? Never read Emergence. Okay. Sure. Hey, are you telling me that's one thing I can just strike off my list? Cool. Nice. What's so bad about Emergence? That ending is copium. She's dead. Oh, okay. All right, interesting. GVH makes me unreasonably upset. They're all like equally levels, equally levels of irritating and annoying. And the knowledge that they could be better just makes it so much worse. Yeah, I'll probably have my opinions when we finish that off. In the Discord, I reposted a really nice drawing, which was Fang and Naomi kissing. In frame 1, someone responded with disgust that made me laugh really hard. Dude, some people have their fucking their send message button ready to go, locked and loaded at all times. You never know when you're gonna get fucking jumped. Wait until you hear about bad bitch Stella. More Stella lore. Any plans for after Inco Noted? Nothing in stone just yet. We'll obviously have a new fanfic to go through, so I gotta figure out what's that. In terms of what's coming later this week, the only thing I have hard planned out is the GVH stream on Friday. Other than that, I don't know. I'd like to see if I can get the boys together for some more Glubtastic at some point, or other modded zombie shit, because that could be fun for me. Maybe we'll end up doing... Maybe I'll take a look at trying to get another mod night set up sometime soon. We do have tentative date for the first community night. It's going to be on Saturday. So sometime this week I'm dropping, probably tomorrow, if not tonight after I do a little bit of testing. I'll end up dropping like a quick thing for the, like a community, or not a community, a workshop collection for all the mods that are going to be in the Project Zomboid. People can download it, take a look, get that going, bada bing bada boom. And then other than that, I might try and start like a, maybe a longer form single player game. Who knows? I know that one that people were saying was pretty good was Disco Elysium, and I wanted to get around to that, but we'll see. I'll figure things out. Rocco Googly Eyes is self-proclaimed husband of Stella, a Mr. JJ. You'll see him in the credits for some mods. Okay. So hold up, does Fang cuck Nazar in GVH? Well, I don't think Naomi and Nazar are a thing in GVH is the thing. Yeah, Naomi and Nazar never get together in GVH. He's not getting any bear pussy. Streamer casting content again. Cast time about an hour. Yup. Yup. This is the yap session. Guagua. Disco Elysium's 100% worth the play. Disco's great. Yeah. Yeah, I know it's a good game. I just need to figure out if I want to play that as like the next big thing I do on stream, or if there's something else I'd want to look at. You know, it all comes down to planning, figuring out how to balance all the different moving pieces. I mean, usually we're going to have a guaranteed stream where we're reading something each week. And recently we've been trying to hit it with 2, so that leaves 4 other days of the week. Once we finish GVH, that's kind of done and dusted. I don't need to worry about that. So let's see. I mean, I would like to do... I haven't really mentioned this yet, but I kind of thought it would be neat at some point to maybe have like... In addition to the that community night would also be something that takes up like a day of the week, so that leaves 3 other days. But I don't know if that's going to be an every week type deal or every other week, because it might get a little bit rough to keep that all set up on my end unless I find a way to make it easier to host all that shit, which I could. Okay, let me think. Let me break it down again real quick. 6 days of the week because I take Tuesdays off. 2 days max go to reading, 1 maybe, so 4 or 5 days. Then a community night would make it 3 or 4 days. Yeah. Alright. I'm thinking. Fang punches Naomi in GVH. Does she? I haven't gotten to that yet. Deranged cops, skibbities is gat. I hate that. Yeah, me too. Me too. But I read it, so, you know, it's my fault, I guess. Maybe chat Dino submissions or something like that. Well, that's what I was kind of thinking. Something similar to that. Where it'd be maybe like, I mean, we've got creatives in the Discord, that's apparent. I thought it could be interesting to maybe like have a different kind of community night, if that makes sense, where we pull somebody into like a call or something and like talk to them about their work and kind of go over it with them, you know? Recognize some of the creators in the community, either in just my community or in the wider Snoot slash Wani community at large. That would all be dependent, of course, if I could actually get people interested in like joining up for a stream on that type of stuff, but I think it could be neat. But that's just something I've been kind of tossing around in my head. I don't know what the specifics of that necessarily would entail. But you know. I take Tuesdays off, looks at the day. I guess my calendar goes wrong. I take Tuesdays off East Coast time. So tomorrow is when I'll be taking off. For me, it's still Monday. Most horrifying thing to see when playing a FromSoft game is seeing the Activision logo pop up. Jump scares. True. Is there a mega multiplayer mod for New Vegas? I would be... Part of me would be surprised if there was, part of me wouldn't. I mean, I know motherfuckers really out here grinding. But the engine's not designed for multiplayer, so I would have to wonder how that would even... Let's see. So Fallout New Vegas multiplayer. If you thought that Fallout New Vegas couldn't get any better, then think again, because you can also play with friends. Think to its multiplayer mod. Okay. And how does this work? This was published 17th of April 2024. Let's see here. Oh, I think I've seen this mod before. Yeah. I mean, look, putting multiplayer on a game that can be as fickle as New Vegas feels like a good way to just fucking brick everybody's PC. But it could be something to look at some point. I'll try to keep it in mind. Like 2. Could be interesting. I'd love to hear more about the inner workings of some of these writers. Yeah, that's why I think it would be cool, right? Put a spotlight on people, let them have a platform to get their art out if maybe they don't have one, or maybe they're a little more niche type deal. Not that I have like the most expansive fucking audience or anything, but could be neat. Could be neat. A little more outreach never hurts, right? Mr. Streamer doesn't stream Tuesdays because it's Trish Tuesday. No, that's not the reason. But if you want to call it that, sure. Sure, let's go with it. Trish Tuesday. I'm more partial to Mimi Monday, but you know how it is. New Vegas Online. I know I'm on the other side of the country from Mr. Streamer. Yeah, we got people all over the place. It's pretty cool. Different walks of life. Not currently writing per se right now, but I am working on some neat scenarios with full OC casts. Yeah. I mean, when I say like we would be doing stuff for like talking with community creators and everything, it doesn't need to be anything super wild. Just talking about what you're working on and like getting the word out there about it, if that's something you want to do, or just like having a place to talk about it with someone else is could be pretty fun. Plus, I mean, co-hosting streams tends to be way easier than single hosting streams, so that just takes a little bit of load off my back, which I won't complain about. It's kind of like Gmod. Fucking Fallout New Vegas Online is like Gmod, huh? Alright. New Vegas is stitched together with hopes and dreams made within a year. Yeah. That's why trying to fucking force multiple people into it would be crazy. Volcadera server there. We do hide and seek on the map or some shit. That's real. Obsidian still got fucked over by Bethesda with that critic score, not paying the gamer score preem. Look, all I know is that Fallout New Vegas slaps, and that's all I need to know. That's all I care about. Would it have been better to see them have more development time? Sure. There's a lot of stuff that they could have improved on in Fallout New Vegas. The Caesar storyline, or the Legion in its entirety being one of them, but I think it still came out very well. So far, the basic premise of the main characters, but I'm still working on the side characters and how their dynamics might work out. Up suggestions on the server. Very cool, very cool. Wait, Gmod server would go fucking nuts? Gmod monkey invasion. Gmod TTT with the boys. They all look at my screen and they see that I'm the traitor. I'm summarily executed for my existence, I guess. I'd fucking thrash all motherfuckers on death run though, I'll tell you what. He says, not even being able to properly b-hop. For the last time, Fang Friday. Sage Sunday. There's a Wispy just posted a goat. Just a goat in the chat. He walked in, he's looking for grass. He realizes it's not here. Gets mad and leaves. Just 20 people with chimp avatars throwing exploding bananas. Can't properly b-hop. Just bind jump to mouse wheel down. Nah, fuck that. I gotta learn how to do it with the fucking space bar, baby. Mass viewer poll to see which Dino Wife is the most popular and unpopular. Anon, are you sure you want to see Sage lose that bad? Like, are you sure? Can you take that hit? Columbine RP, but it's Volcano High? I don't know about that one. What is that? Is that another? Did Baroff post a fucking Twitch goat? The goat walked over from YouTube to Twitch, huh? Changed fur color too. This paper bar requires frame perfect shit, dude. Not gonna happen. What if I get really good though? Yeah, exactly. Skill issue. Maybe I can do it. In some games. Wait, no, that's Left 4 Dead 2. Nah, Gmod's fine. See? I could do it. I could do it. Fight for Hoover Dam was supposed to be a 1-hour quest that had you fighting an army against another army. 2 armies if you went with Yes Man. See, that sounds cool as fuck. Stop spawning hunter choppers and bouncy balls. It's lagging the server. You guys would find the quickest way to fucking crash whatever server I put up on Gmod. I already feel it. Quick question. If you finish this fic, what will you read next? Not sure yet. The current plan is for me to go through, take a look at what the suggestions have been, figure out which ones I'd like to go with, and then we can do a poll to see kind of what the interest is and where we should go from there. But yeah, nothing concrete yet. Samantha Sunday. Imagine fighting both Legion and NCR with Yes Man, but you already exploded the Securitron factory. Oh, that'd be fun as fuck. Just like impossible odds. Make the courier even more badass. I'm able to take the hit. Okay, Anon. Maybe someday we'll get the fucking popularity contest for the snoots. Alti one where Anon joins Fang. Do they do like a thing where they hold hands and jump the fence together? They're multiplying. Oh no, one got vored. I don't need to know about the goat lore at this point. How long until you read? I don't know. Usually we sit around and fuck around for an hour, but sometimes it goes anywhere between an hour to 2 hours, so flip a coin. It'll either be soon or not soon. 50-50, right? I like the subtle foreshadowing with the shitty Doom mod because someone deadass made a Columbine map in Doom. Makes sense. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't surprise me. Mr. Streamer, is there anything funny to do with OpenAI API? I bought into it But my friend's shilling it and it still fucking sucks as a chatbot. I don't fucking know. Dude, you would be better off asking in the server about chat AI kind of shit. Like whenever I go talk to like a fucking chat AI because I'm bored, I'll go to like just character AI. So I like, in my opinion, does not fucking matter. Alt E1 where one ghost shows up, take a picture of Fang while saying, "Yep, this is going in the cringe compilation," and then Fang just shoots him in the head, instantly killing him. Not sure what you mean, another poll. None in the chamber, or I will obliterate Lanny with a hammer. Well, I hope Lanny hasn't spec'd too much into glass cannon build, because that hammer's gonna hurt. Where can I suggest? The best place to suggest them would be in the Discord. We have a channel related to suggestions for what the streamer should read on stream. Additionally, there are channels for just general reading recommendations for anybody else, right? Because not everything is something you necessarily want the streamer to read. Maybe you just want to share something for the community at large to maybe look into. There's also game suggestions and general server suggestions, which I know people have been suggesting stuff in the server, like emotes and the shit. I'll try to get to it at some point, promise, but, you know. You know, those of you who have been around long enough know how this shit goes for me. So. Live my little lean dino twink. You know, back with my second account. What happened to your primary? Alt E1 where Anon gets mad at Fang and kicks her off the school. Like fucking drop kick. Just a power move, just inputs it. That'll be Bad Apple. Yeah, Bad Apple's one that people were recommending. Transferring the remaining 4 goats back to the YouTube chat. Need to save them from the troll. Yeah, the damn emotes, man. Sparta kick. Omega kick. The human plunge. Wonder if there's a fic where we save Fang from ending one. Oh, I'm sure there's an E1 Fang cope fic. If 20 characters play D&D, what characters would they play? You mean like classes or... There's a lot of short ones relating to saving Fang in E1. Got to the point in the VOD for last night where you read Discord rule recommendation. And the reason it was brought up was because of Lanny. Who else but Lanny? I guess that makes sense. E1 fic where Anon wakes up before Fang and calm her down definitely exists. As for if they're good or not, ugh. Yeah, that tracks. Rose will be Druid. I could see a Druid. Is Astrologer a D&D class? Because if so, I could see Stella maybe going that route. Lanny's chaotic neutral. I don't know about neutral. I feel like Lanny... definitely chaotic. Definitely chaotic. He might be chaotic. Most of the time. Other times he's something. Second chance is that E1 fic. Well, there you go. There's a E1 fic recommendation if you wanted to look that up. Or maybe not a recommendation, but like point you in the direction of the fic that you're looking for. Naomi would be a basic bitch healer. Reed would be a piece of bread that carries itself around with mage hand. Anon's an artificer. Because Reed is baked, right? If that's the joke, somebody's getting punished. Yeah, what classes? All I'm saying is that Anon never got Naomi and Nazar's reboot card to revive them, but that's just the thesis. Rosa Beloved. Trish will be a bard. Would Trish be a bard? Trish should be a barbarian, you know it. That's what I was feeling, to be honest. Should get that barbarian rage going. She insult hurts. I don't know. Power word skinny doesn't really go that hard, to be honest. Imagine if Fang snooted Rose's garden. The only casualty would be Fang that day. Rosa would grab Fang by the fucking waist and suplex her, snapping her neck immediately. Maybe a barbarian mixed class. Yeah, like a barbarian with a fucking bard dip. I can see that. I would be lawful evil, like a lawyer. I might be able to outdo a devil. Or outdevil a devil. Very good, very good. Hello, highs. How you saying? We all know Nazar would be a basic fighter. Would he be a fighter? Yeah. Yeah, I think he would. Rose's weapons are slipper, the junkla. Reed would be an alchemist, maybe a druid alchemist. That I could see. That I could see. Fang dropping into Rose's garden. Rose is staring down at Fang while quietly whispering, "Estúpido." He is a track star. Yeah, he does got the athleticism. Who else are we missing on the roster? So far we would have Rose as a druid, Reed as an alchemist, Anon as an artificer, Trish as a barbarian, mixed class. Who else do we have? Stella is maybe like an astrologer. Again, I don't know if that's an actual D&D class or not. Nazar is the fighter. Who else is there? Wait, was the initial question Wani? Because we went to Snoot. Oh, Wani characters. Whoopsies. guys, run it back. We need to do Wani. Guys, run it back. The initial one was Wani. Spear is a monk. Fang is a warlock. Judy and Schizo are the DM. Me would 100% be a fighter barb. Ben is a wizard. Do we feel? Yeah, Ben would be a wizard. I was thinking about it. It was like sorcerer or wizard. Inco is a bard. I don't know about Inco as a bard. Ben would be I don't know if Ben would be a cleric necessarily. No meds, Ben would be a warlock. So he style swaps. When he's medded up, he's a wizard, but when he's not, he has his dark pact. Ben just straight up looks like Harry Potter, so that tracks. That's fair. More of a jack of all trades type of bard, not a song bard. Vinny's a halfling. I don't think that's a class, that's a race, but yeah, sure, let's go. Because clerics are subs. If you're a sub, are you assigned cleric at birth? Do I need to watch Snoot/Wanting to be here, or can I casually say anything? You can't casually say anything, because that would be me signing off on you saying some horrendous shit. But, like, you can talk. You can say stuff. I'm not gonna stop you. Get this one out of the way. Mia's a fighter. I mean, she would have to be like she would have to be a fighter barbarian mix. Like, barbarian is definitely one of, like, you've seen her rage out. She needs that. Schizo's canonically dead in Wani. She realized her whole life was a puppet show and exploded in front of Judy. Sad stuff, really? Yo, what the fuck is this lore? Me 100% barbarian artificer. Okay, but where's the artificer part of that coming from? Oh, she works on cars. She does not have the smarts for artificer. regardless of what the mix is, I think we can agree that at the very least, Barbarian is in there. Snooting up Taroin right now. Journals, what the fuck? Alright, yeah, sure, bro. Good on you. Inco would either be something really boring or really dumb. What's Liz? I want to say a warlock. The business acumen of making deals and everything, you know what I mean? This is probably a mage, ranger. Why would Liz be a ranger? Fang's an artificer because artificer cast bullet. It tracks. Maybe ranger slash mage. Lanny's full chaotic, Ardiv's chaotic neutral, and I'm chaotic good. Wait, why am I chaotic? Guys, am I chaotic? Guys, am I chaos? I thought I was like maybe neutral. I don't know, some people would probably put me as lawful evil, given how I ruled a server with an iron fist at times. Still can't believe they said Vor in GVH. Liz's neck is long enough she could bite people and still count as a ranger. I just want to see Liz in a mage hood. Like a really, 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 really long mage hood, or only one that's like right at her head and then cuts off there. It's just like a piece of cloth somebody draped on top. Stretching all the way down her neck like the worm faces from Elden Ring. Okay. Right. Inco made lean so alchemist. Lassiter is either lawful, evil, or neutral. Inco's a monk. 5e monk is the worst class. No, wait. Monk has high whiz, and Inco definitely has 0 whiz. Real. Me would probably be the bully that comes in and destroys the nerd convention you guys are having. She just comes in, flips the fucking table, says, nah, fuck this. You guys are nerds, idiots, stupid. Guys, am I chaotic? Brother, look what is on screen. Well, it's not like I only made this. I was part of the process, but it wasn't all me. Come on. Come on. We can be very unpredictable at times, so we love him like in a brotherhood way. I'm not that unpredictable. Remember me? This is my second account. Well, you also came in and said that this was your second account, Hussein, but yes, I do remember your primary account. I think I actually asked what happened to your primary account when you joined. Inco Alchemist slash Ranger. You initiated and assisted in this. Well, yes. Yes. I did. But like, is that full chaos route? Did I like lean too much to the chaos? What class would Humo be? I don't know. You guys discuss that amongst yourselves. You are the ringleader. But like that implies order to some extent. So can I really be that chaotic? You know what I mean? Livy's dad would be an alcoholic. Posty one? Yeah, probably. Monk is the worst D&D 5 class I know since I main him. You poor bastard, why would you do that to yourself? What if Liz was a celestial sorcerer, not because she has celestial blood, but she can just talk to angels freely because of her neck? Just lean up, be like, hey yo, what's up? I am chaotic stupid. Okay, Lassiter. I'll write that one down for you, buddy. That'll be part of the lore. Nah, you're the ringleader by a thread. Okay, wait, what do you mean by a threat? Well, I'm still the ringleader then. I still have the control. I still have the stick. Olivia's a warlock. I have other questions sparked a fruitful conversation. Maybe Mia is the end boss, crushing the hopes and dreams of young adventurers. The BBEG. Although, I would prefer BBEB, Big Bad Evil Bitch. Sorry, I didn't hear you. Yeah, it is what it is. Me would be the tavern wench. Ma'am, another drink, please. I get fucking throttled and thrown out of the tavern immediately. People describe me as lawful evil in real life. I don't know how to feel about that. Yeah, I feel like that's not something you want to self-proclaim. Hanging by a thread over a tank filled with starving bull sharks with 1 HP. Yeah, well, guess what? I'm not in the tank with them. I still am up here, not in it. I still have control. Me is just an elder red dragon. I mean, you know what? That kind of tracks, because then you've got the bards out there who want to fucking fuck the dragons, right? And everybody thinks that they're crazy. So those are the Mia simps. Guys, I think we cracked the code. He rolls with an iron fist. Can't even edge to his voice in VC. Yeah, you can't. I have the scissors. No, you don't. I kicked the scissors out of your hand. There was never any scissors. Yeah, that's right. I'm power gaming now. Unrelated note. Toward me would give great hugs. I feel like she would shatter your spine because too much pressure. It's like George Orwell's book, 1984. Literally 1984. Literally 1984. Like a YouTuber called Camin18. Well, I'm not sure what to do with that information. If I'm completely honest. I have safety scissors. Well, we all know that safety scissors can't cut shit, so I'm actually fine. Rosa would give better hugs? Yeah, Rosa would give better hugs for sure. You still would be at risk of bone breakage, but at the very least, it wouldn't be as high as Meotard. My triple class is usually Gloom Ranger, Assassin, Rogue, Open Monk. Depending on the setting, Monk is switched to Shadow Monk. Well, if... look, I've never played any D&D. The closest I've got is playing BG3. Alright, I'm gonna be real. I would be open to playing it at some point, but that requires a lot of work, and nobody I know wants to be a DM, so... Umo puts Lanny in the crib. This is literally 1984. Guys, stop talking about putting Lanny in the crib. I'm getting the urge to go over there and put Lanny in the crib right now. I'm getting the urge to go jail him. Because it would be funny, for me personally. The thing is, I think Lanny can still see the crib. Like, nobody else can see it, I don't think. He knows the location of it, so he can see it. Always looming overhead. Let me check. Yeah, Lanny has the ability to see the crib. You guys don't. I'm sharpening the safety scissors. It's gonna take you a little while, bozo. By then, I'll already be out of this fucking Looney Tunes-esque trap. Echo Fighter is my go-to. Lock him in your crib, baby rage. Had to check in for a moment. Why are we talking about Mia? What the hell? We're talking about what classes every fucking snoot slash Wani character would have in D&D. And we were having some difficulty with Mia. I think the last thing we said is that she would be a red dragon. Which isn't a class, I know, but she is a big meanie, a big enemy. An op, if you will. One of my favorite Mia images is school bully not so tough after being molested with her crying comedically. You know, Requiem, you're one of those people that, like, when I start reading the statement, I really should read it all the way through, because I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen when I start reading, you know what I mean? I can't have any idea which course we're taking. Breaking Lanny out from timeout? What? Lanny's not in timeout yet! Like, do you guys just really want me to put him in timeout so you can start having your little crusade? Gonna run up the scaffolding with him, snapping menacingly. The Clockwork Tower shears? No, don't do that. Don't be the little freak from Clockwork. Or what is it clock tower? I can't remember what the fuck it was. One of my favorite images. What the hell? What the hell did that motherfucker just say? That's what I'm saying. I have a new strategy now. DMing is hard? Yeah, DMing is hard. That's why I don't blame anyone for not wanting to do the DMing work. But, you know, not having DM kind of makes it hard to, you know, play D&D. You fools and your foolish preferences, I and only I have seen through the veil. I now know that Snootwife is the one and only correct choices. Lassiter, like, my guy, you have proclaimed Snootwife from day one. How can we know that you've seen beyond the veil and this is not just trickery? As for the D&D, I'll keep posted Discord and how many players will fuck up further in next session. Gremlin sounds intensified as my clogs clack against the metal grate on the floor. Should do a Clockwork Tower on stream at some time. Is like the original game on Steam? Nah, let's go fucking track that down, wouldn't I? Check this vid out. Inco calls for help. God, I remember this. What is Inco calls for help? Oh, yeah. I've seen this. Yeah, I've seen this. And we'll pop it up real quick for the hell of it. Why not? Oh, hey, there's a video titled "This Gator Dating Sim Made Me Cry." Is this like a an overview type video? Oh yeah. Okay. Interesting. I'm gonna slide that over here to maybe listen to later. See how that is. Some of you fellas probably already seen this video, but I'll throw it up real quick. Okay, autoplay's off. Good. There we go. There we go. Need to move the Discord back over here. Alright, I'm good. And then get the music back up and going. Emulators, if nothing else, or Spooky's House of Jump Scares. I played through Spooky's House of Jump Scares. I don't know how it would be on a second run through though. Saw the post about your players turning scavs into floor paste. Why do I remember hearing something about that? Requiem about to be shot by Automod. Requiem's very good at dancing around Automod, it seems.
Look, it's for the image. You can look it up. It's not graphic, just a little fun there. Smile.
Accidentally made the encounter too hard, so I had to improvise. Mia, rest in piss, forever dismissed. We talking about the clock tower nip snippers? Yeah, I think so. Gave him the M72 law. How would Mia react to Anon's caveman flow? Just like everybody else, fucking fall to the floor, confused. Starts twerking. Alright, Doe. Hey, Doe. Thanks for the twerking. Ugh. Oh, crack my knuckies. Just myhouse.wad instead of spookies. Nothing against spookies though. That's not a link. Don't click that. I won't. I know what you meant by it. You will not be missed. Yeah, I would. I mean, I've heard that my house is good. I'd take a look at it. They drew me in a style I'd call GVH style. In all honesty, it's not too bad. Mia pulls off the GVH look alright. Naomi just looks like she just shed her skin. What y'all doing while hearing the stream? Jorking it? Yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead and I'm just gonna keep going there. Mr. Creamer. Can we read now? Sorry, I had to look at my keyboard for a second to make sure. Yeah, no, you replaced 2 letters with 1 letter, so that was intentional. What the fuck? Seeing all the waifus and all the dino babes. I have seen and posted them all. They all might have their pros and cons, but none can compare to Snoot Wife. Yeah, but like, motions towards Olivia? Sorry? This? Are people talking here about femboys and vor, and I talk about some minor molestation, suddenly it's an issue. These are sick individuals. I'm just gonna lean back in my chair, kick my feet up, and just watch for a minute. No, see, no gender bend character, no Mia. In the end, only Snoot Wife remains. Yeah, it's all good, Lassiter. You can keep hoping. You can keep huffing the copium. It's all good, buddy. Mr. Creamer definitely zerking it. Mr. Streamer, you don't have to read chat. But then what's the point of streaming, truly? What's the point of streaming, truly? Artie would be mad. Inco might have died as collateral, too. Artif can cope and seethe all he wants.
Gator is the Terminator.
What does that mean? Wait, what? Where did that one come from? If you can't tell, Inco's the Terminator right now. With his lean aura. Moment I can't respond to chat, everyone's shitting on my beloved, shake my head. You ought to know by now, Artiv, you need to always be ready to pull out the gun and defend your homestead against the intruders. The fuck is that sentence? The words minor and molestation would never be used in the same sentence. Or, sorry, should never be used in the same sentence. Cast time of content should be almost finished. Yeah, we should be coming up near the end here. Roundabouts. No, Mr. Creamer. Not even the Gator Wife can compare to Snoot Wife. False. Wrong. Sorry. These are unprecedented times. I speak what I see. Alright, so Requiem... So now Requiem has people that are afraid of him. Alright, cool. We're adding on to the lore of the different chatters. Very good. Someone's definitely made a gender bend mod for Snoot or Wani by now. Sorry, and or Wani. It's going super lean too. Best Snoot Wife is presumably not in either SG or Wani. That's why I must make my own story. Maybe God hasn't showed himself because he's too afraid of what he made. Well, yeah, I've kind of already gotten to that point. Like I've gotten to that point where I can relate with him. Sometimes I look at the Discord and I shiver, and I realize, what have I done? This is going horribly wrong. Look at them. I just point at them. Got school in 20 minutes. Well, better get ready for it. Kind of realized all these characters are technically minors. Oh, fuck. Guys, do the time skip. Do the time skip now. Go, go, go. Fear, savor it. As from the moment of my birth, fear was your destiny. Cope all you want, Mr. Streamer. Snoot for life. All I'm saying is I see a distinct lack of fucking Fang on the screen right now. So, sorry. The important characters are on screen. Also, I'm starting to like Requiem. He seems based. Lines scream of Legacy of Kain to me for some reason. Don't be, I stole that quote from a Fortnite comic involving Goku and Darth Vader. What the fuck? God damn. Rosa and Trish, best snoot wives, to be honest. Whoa. Whoa. True card. Hold up a minute. One of those makes sense. The other one I'm raising my eyebrow at you for. What do you mean, Trish? Scared off. We've scared him off with Chatlivia and Twink Ben. You gotta have the filter, right? You gotta have the filter. Must combine all the best features of the beloveds to create the ultimate snoot wife. I think we'd have a ridiculous amalgam at that point, and would be unrecognizable from anything we like. I hear a distinct lack of reading after an hour. Shut your mouth. It'll be soon. Hop on here to say Trig Appreciator. Look. I've said my piece on the triggers before. Alright? Trish, low tier. Mimi, high tier. Okay? It's no longer technically Mimi Monday for me, but in spirit it is. Gotta love a mean ass trigger.
Stuff to listen to on my way home from work.
Yes. Eventually we'll do the reading, but unfortunately for now, you just have to hear me fucking reading chat.
I'm walking closer with the shears.
I stand tall. I wait my fate. I do not care. Already had this discussion last time. I'm glad you did not desecrate Snoot Wife.
Keep it up, Lassiter, and maybe I will. Maybe I will do something to your beloved Snoot Wife, alright? Don't test me.
Need to do a tier list of wanting and Snoot characters. I think I did like one of those on a stream. It was like a fucking extra kind of bit.
Snip, snip.
We have a trigger lover in Twitch chat. Yeah, we do. Tips for school, especially with important exams. Study for them. If you need help with the material, go find someone who knows how to do it. Don't just rely on what's in the classroom. If you're not understanding something, seek outside help on it. I mean, that's what I would say. The best way to do good on an exam is to understand the content on the exam. And when I say understand the content, I mean additionally, or like, don't just be like, oh, I can do these very specific examples in a textbook. No, be able to like actually think it through, see why it's done that way, and then be able to apply that. Best tip for exams is brace for impact. That too. We Snoot / Wani Bros are gonna feel it when Route 665 drops. Still iffy on the state of development on 665. For now, let's not divide ourselves on which Gator or Taro is the best. Look, I'm not the one coming out here trying to say that mine was the best, alright? I'm just coming out here and defending myself when someone else attacks me. I am not the aggressor, I am the defendant. Riley, real G tier. Yeah, you kinda were. No, Lassiter came in and said that the fucking Taro wife was the best. I am the victim. And I will continue to be the victim. Streamer continues to gaslight his chat with promise of reading. I love the gaslighting. That's my Mr. Streamer. Yes. Must divide is the nature of the current world. No in between allowed. Division brings downfall. Nuh-uh, it brings me upfall. Easy. Isn't there bad characteristics to make them relatable? Everyone has them and needs to overcome or deal with them. Well, yeah, you gotta have bad characteristics to have character development, right? Or like some kind of issue. I want to be held in Mimi's big strong arms. Fucking same, bro. Fucking same. I'm good with that long drive home. Oh, no joke, don't do it.
Batman, there's no laws against the dinos, Batman.
You think you could say the N-word hard R in Snootverse, or would that still exist in universe? Nah, I think it probably would still exist. You'd probably still get fucking owned. Jonkler. Would you want to know that, Requiem? Come on. We know why. Snoot White better. We must be as polarized as universally possible. Why not? Gotta be culturally sensitive to dinos, even if they are filthy media dodgers. And on, of course, out here with the lean dino twink. Thanks a lot, Mr. Streamer. I mean, to be fair, like, it's not like I've bestowed upon you any, like, ridiculous knowledge regarding exams. That's, like, the bare minimum, right? Just put in the work and usually exams will turn out mostly fine. Looking for downsides to living in Snoot first. I'll let you take that statement however you wish to see it. I am the aggressor here, and I will keep screaming Snoot Wife is best, and I will fight anybody who disagrees. You will continue to be a victim, and I will continue to be him. See? That's what I'm saying. I am not the aggressor. I am not the one in the wrong. Laster just claimed the aggressor. I'm okay here. I am right. As always. It's also my stream, so, you know, fuck you guys. We can live. Will dudes who say Gator Wife is better than Snoot Wife? We fight for her for Snoot Wife. Guys, you really are setting it up such that there will be a divide on whatever community, like, server shit we do. There will be the fucking Snoots and the Wanies. And there will be ridiculous wars in their name. Many are gonna die. It's gonna be a bad time. 38,000 Twitch points. When can I use them? Maybe someday. I got 41,000. Ooh, gotta step up your game, Baroth. Someone's got more than you. Should forge the perfect Snoot Wife if it takes dismembering the others. That's like some fucking, some main character energy there, Urinals. Keep it up. Silver War's the only thing. Gang Wars. Would Saint Hamon have swagonometry as an elective? Fuck, I'd hope not. Someone just posted GVH content in Snoot Reddit. Maybe we can coexist. It's roll. Pickle moment! If the characters of Snoot and Wani were in Dead Space universe, who would be who X? Who would be Isaac Clarke? Man, y'all can answer that one. Y'all can answer that one. I am him, and I will continue to be him. Keep it up with the flow. Maybe one day you will be Laster. Maybe one day. Laughs while getting a Snoot job. Okay. Another example of maybe don't read everything. Don't go into the timeout corner. Looks over at the fucking baby's cage. Looks at Lanny. I don't know, maybe it's like maybe it's kind of like a Predator Drive type deal. Like maybe Lanny just looks like easy prey to throw into the cage. Mr. Streamer, delete 10,000 of grace points. Okay, let me hack into the mainframe real quick. Don't like that the Snoot art channel is next to the Gator art one. Can we fix that, Mr. Streamer? Thank you. You want some more segregation? Damn. Okay. We've gone beyond just saying my wife's is better to, hey, get those fucking filthy bastards away from me. Holy shit. Holy shit. Maybe we do need to get to the reading. Things are gonna start, they're gonna start developing slurs for one another soon enough. Snootville War, World War Snoot. Did he say many will die or Lanny will die? Both. Nice, because situation's more complicated than you imagine. Reason I need motivation to get disciplined. Well, I mean, hey, if you need to hear it from the funny streamer guy who reads fanfics for Snoot and Wani, then there you go. Get out there. Keep the grind, champ. Every way I feel my snoot, my gator, it burns. Mia as a necromorph would be haunting. Real. Mia screams more of an alien to me. Don't know why. Might be the tail. Ooh. I could see it. Dino segregation. Segregation, cool. What? Racial segregation? Segregation and racism is the bedrock of the caveman and cinematic universe. Segregation is on the bracket, boys. Trish would be Kendra. Lassiter, please. What did I do? Yeah, I don't even think Lassiter was the... Yeah, no, it was Truecard who was like, can we get the segregation, please? It wasn't even Lassiter this time. Don't worry, people. The Discord is integrated. A dilly warmonger. Alright, before we descend too far into segregation and racism and all that good, I think maybe we go ahead and get with the reading. Alright? I think that it's probably about time. Who would win, Chatlivia or Chatinko? Chatlivia. Unless Chatinko has time to power up, in which case, I mean, look at him. He kind of has it going. Phrase screaming Mia reminds me of a comic showing Inco and Olivia after a death roll, and the last panel was Ben drawn as a sad Bojack with him saying, Mia used to scream like that. Oh yeah, I think I've seen that. Raise your flags, brother. Regicide, Baroth, raise them banners. Get those gator... I'm not... Nah. Inco Noted Chapter 6 and 7 broke me yesterday a bit. It was sweet. And now we're gonna have the probably sweet ending. Jedinko would power up after 3 episodes. If we're lucky. Keep driving, Skinny. This is a dino neighborhood. Alright, with that, I'm gonna go take a quick piss, and then we're gonna get reading. So, you guys got like 2 minutes to get drinks, use the bathroom, do whatever you need to do, and then we're jumping into the final chapter of Inco Noted. Alright, I'm back. Mr. Shimmer pissed himself, or does he have a piss drawer? That is the real question. I have a toilet. Next question. It's sad Mr. Shimmer does not stand for Snoot. Wife sad to see him on the wrong side. Keep coping. Keep coping. We've cracked the code to make Mr. Street Action Team read... Wait. Huh? So I don't think any slur I will come up with could top Meteor Dodger or Trigger. After the story's finished, are you going to do a poll for the next story or do something else? Tonight, there's a chance that we just close out after we finish this chapter. Later, we'll be doing a poll once I figure out what I want to put on the poll. So a draining piss drawer. Exactly. Now you're getting it. Alright, let me go ahead and get the screen up here. Ba-ba-bing. Bop, bop. Bing. There we go. All right. You fellas ready? Fellas ready to get Inco Noted Chapter 8 done here? Love rereading part 1 of Punch Drunk Gator. Something guttural about the MC screaming bloody murder at Mia after she blasted him with a dodgeball. I gotta read Punch Drunk at some point. Leans forward. Looks at the chat knowingly. Lifted piss drawer to wash your hands in, optional. Alright, here we go. We're going to get fucking Inco Noted Chapter 8. Oh wow, joined at a good time. Look, you're getting praise. You're getting praise, Jake. Very nice. And you're gonna catch the Chapter 8 here. The 20 people are talking about Punch Drunk. Yeah, you're cooking. You're cooking. You got fans, buddy. You got fans. Once I read it, you'll probably have another fan. Does chat get to recommend stories, or do you pick them? I mean, chat has hold up a sec. For those who are unaware, there is a section in the Discord called Stream Reading Recommendations. Here you can go ahead and drop anything you would want the streamer to potentially read on stream. As is probably apparent, my ass is slow at reading, so it'll take a while to get through all of them. However, what I'm likely going to do after I finish Inco Noted here, go through, look through them, see which ones kind of tickle my interest, and then put them together in a poll. And then, from there, we'll figure out what we're reading next. Plain and simple. Alright. And with that, let's go ahead and get this polished off for the night. Here we go. Chapter 8. School advanced in some impossible combination of being a slow dredge of day in, day out, and a whirlwind blur. Me and Olivia had settled on waiting until I got my neck brace off before we go to the fountain. There wasn't any grand reason for that. It just felt like a good final milestone in my recovery, and hers. She had been practicing her craft in other ways to shake off the rust in anticipation. Many dozens of smaller works, cityscapes, grassy fields, islands in the sky, all plucked from her memories or her fantasies and laid out on paper and canvas. Portraits as well found themselves laid out into the physical world. Portraits of herself, the Paynes, my parents, and especially me. She loved painting me, which was the most charming and beautiful thing. Not that she didn't take artistic liberties with my painted proxies to have fun about it. I would complain, of course. It was my duty as the subject and her boyfriend, but I wouldn't trade it for anything. The remaining weeks passed, and my final immediate checkup happened, with Dr. Niket being very pleased with my progress. The brace came off for the final time, and it felt like a bookending of the most intense time of my life. There were slight tears at the little ceremony of the moment. For anyone else, it may have been because they were finally free of a stuffy medical device, but for me, it was a sort of proper start for the whole rest of my life. That was kind of cheesy, but who cares? We tried to find time to go on dates as regularly as possible before that point. I loved doting on her. We would try out the various restaurants around town and the city proper. Liz had her recommendations, which were usually great. Damien has his recommendations, which were usually interesting. We had built up quite a list of which restaurants were our go-tos for any given occasion, let alone the fun side activities around them. Olivia would give me passing grades at each excursion, but the smile on her face and blush on her snout would always belie how happy she really was. When the big day finally came, me and Olivia made a whole day of it. One of the places Olivia herself had put a pin in was waiting for a special occasion was this hibachi grill style restaurant. The name sounded familiar, but apparently it was something she'd always wanted to give a try. She extolled about it like it was the second coming of Raptor Jesus. How they had a massive hot plate you sat in front of, and a chef would come out and cook the food right in front of you. They'd flip their utensils, they'd flip the food, and if Olivia's gushing was accurate, they'd flip your mind. So, obviously, I told her no. A playful smirk on my face was met with a mostly playful tail whack to my ribs. A call later, and we were locked in. Hibachi grilled lunch date, and then the fountain. I'd borrowed a camera from Ben, who was happy to oblige. Olivia was slowly but surely pressuring me back into photography over the last weeks. Same as she had dove headfirst into getting back into her painting. I was fully truthful that I would get back to my old craft. I certainly wasn't lying to her, but I would admit to myself I was putting off buying a new camera a little. It was still a bleak spot in my memory, and one I was slow to broach. But I had promised, and I'd keep my promise to her. Therapy was helping with that as well, of course. Mr. Ferris was true to his word, and both myself and Olivia, along with several other students that had found themselves emotionally neglected in the wake of Mr. Yadigan's passing, apparently, were provided service in that regard. The details aren't specifically important, but I could tell that it was helping both of us. Our lifeline between each other and both our families helped immensely, but a little bit of additional professional help was the icing on cake to our road to betterment. Yeah, that metaphor was kind of lame. But healing the emotional traumas was a process, and a process that didn't yet allow me to buy a replacement camera for myself. But I could stomach using Ben's for a day if it facilitated my true goal: helping Olivia keep her promise to Mr. Yadigan. Lunch was spectacular. I almost got my eyebrows singed off by the chef when he created a little volcano out of an onion ring tower and some cooking oil, but between not actually losing the hair I had left and Olivia's gleeful cackles, I could look past it. And the food and show were as spectacular as Olivia had made them out to be. We ate our fill. Well, we probably overate. Absolutely stuffed ourselves. But today was a big day, and we'd won our energy. We navigated our way to the same fountain where we had confessed to one another for what felt like a lifetime ago. The year was in the ending phases of winter, but hadn't yet committed to spring. There wasn't any snow on the ground, but it was still cool. I saw to it that Olivia had a thick blanket and a new purple hoodie to keep her warm while she watched me work. It was slow going, initially. I had to get back into the sensation of how to work the camera. But with how important these pictures would be, as well as Olivia's mixture of earnest encouragement, as well as playful jeering, I found my groove with it again. I took pictures of everything. The fountain itself, the arcs of water shooting from it, the caustic light bands within the pools themselves, the stones that made up the walls of the fountain itself, as well as the whole of the pathway looping around it. The trees that encircled the landing the fountain was on, as if it was this special secluded world, protected by a wall of nature. I stood on the edge of the fountain for the extra height and snagged a few shots of the surrounding landscapes. It took a protracted period of badgering and bribing from her, but I have even took a couple of shots of Olivia. The first few were awkward at first, bordering on unpleasant with the memories that came to mind, but with each one she coaxed out of me, the easier they became. By the end of the session, I couldn't help but ham it up each time I swung around to take a picture of her, which was met with playful squeals of protest every time. I wanted to capture it all, seared into memory and memory card, leaving nothing out so Olivia could produce her most meaningful piece of work to date. Our date concluded. Olivia was practically vibrating as I got her home. She was absolutely elated at how well the date went, but I could tell at the end of it her mind was already cast to her work. I playfully chastised her about neglecting her boyfriend for work. Do you want to end up like my mom and dad? I said. Whack, her tail said in response. Fair enough. We got inside and she immediately cast off her extra layers and wheeled herself to her room. She was full of fire and passion and needed to begin turning into needed to begin turning it into tangible immediately, and I couldn't possibly be mad. I hung out with Damien and Vinny for a bit, playing some games with them. I was still a very, very long way from being good, but true to their plan, I had been playing the console they gave me periodically. Wasn't good, but at least I kind of put up a fight now for them. Randy and Sophia were happy to see me as well, of course. We made some small talk and an offer for me to stay for dinner, but I had to decline. Mom and Dad, and their hardworking employees, had closed a major project out and we were all going to celebrate together. The Payne parentals were, of course, gracious about my rejection and told me to pass along their congratulations. Before I departed my second home, I found myself to Olivia's art lair. All the pieces she had been pumping out adorned her walls. It was like in the movies where the crazy person would tape newspaper articles to their walls to show how insane and obsessed they were. Only here it was the most beautiful collage of my Gator Girl's artistic passions. She was already completely zoned in, sketching out ideas onto paper, building the framing and composition out she would eventually layer with paints. She was gone from me, lost in her fugue. I provided my finger to Guts for a sniff check, which I seemed to pass, and walked over to Olivia, who was laid out in her beanbag chair sketching. I'm headed out. Got dinner with my parents, I said with my TTS. Mm-hmm. No goodbye to your boyfriend? Mm-hmm. Harsh. I stood looking at her desk and saw the quill pen I'd given her for Christmas. It was the centerpiece element of her desk layout. I felt a smile tug at my mouth. She'll keep it, Mr. Yadigan. It'll be the best damn painting you'll ever have seen. I turned to leave when her tail caught my leg. Unable to advance, I pivoted back to her and leaned down. Oh, something to say now? I started to say with a smile, when I was really interrupted. She leaned up, her snoot, and kissed me. Clever girl.
Thanks, Inco, for everything today. Tell your parents I said hi,
she said. Her eyes were still locked on her work, but her tail was still locked onto me. She was waiting for the affirmation. And I will, I confirmed. Her tail released me, and I leaned down for a final kiss on the top of her head before exiting. It took another week of regular support for Olivia's process. Support, in this case, apparently meaning sit there beside her, occasionally holding her hand, occasionally rubbing her back, and the whole time amusing myself by catching up on the various anime recommendations she'd for me. This boyfriend and art muse thing was awesome. She didn't let me see the incomplete work, of course. No one sees it before it's done. Damien, of course, was quick to praise her artistic skills, which were clearly so refined that even she didn't need to see it while making it, which earned him an impressive, annoyed groan at the joke. But the week passed quickly, and sure enough, the day came. She texted me Sunday morning that today would be the day. I arrived early, and found myself at her side, faced cross a ways from her to keep the mystique of the painting while I watched shows. Her brushstrokes were impassioned, and for the last 20 minutes or so, it seemed like she barely breathed at all. But soon enough, I heard her let out a long, slow breath, a pause of quiet. Then, a whisper.
Okay.
I turned to look at her. Okay? She stared at the painting, her eyes whipping across its surface, looking for anything she was displeased with. After a moment of intense scrutiny, no fleck or stroke of paint unobserved, she ceased.
Okay, it's done.
She smiled. I cheered. Damien out in the living room also cheered. I don't think he was sure what he was cheering about, but he joined me right along anyways in the moment. This guy. The Paynes were more than happy to take us to Mr. Yadigan's grave. The painting was left to dry while everyone got ready. Soon we had piled into the car, Sophia and Vinny staying behind on this one, and we were off. It was a quiet trip. Even Damien was quiet. They both knew how much this trip meant, what it meant, and that's why they were a great family. We were visiting the grave of our old teacher, our old mentor, and we had St. Randy and St. Damien there to usher us along. And we collected ourselves, and Olivia carefully held the covered painting as we crossed the cemetery grounds. We had talked to Mr. Ferris well in advance to know where he had been buried, so finding it was no trouble. And we found it. And we found him. Randy and Damien held back, giving us our space, and Olivia and myself broke off. We approached the gravestone. Just before it, Olivia slid herself out of the wheelchair while I waited at the side with the covered painting. When she was ready, she took it back. She pulled the cover away from it and held it. I could finally see the completed product and was struck by its beauty. It was the fountain, perfectly represented. I could see all the fine details, as they were seared into my mind even now from the photo session. The fountain itself, the water shooting from it, the stones and landing, the trees that protected it, and the landscape beyond. It was painted as though it was winter. White touched every upward surface, and at a first glance, one could even describe the pallor of tone as cold. But there was a sunrise on the horizon, and from that new sun cut a band of warm tones across the cold. New warmth, thawing the old freeze. A new beginning, with a hope for the future. It was everything that was her. She turned the painting around and rested in front of her, showing the grave her greatest work.
It's done, Mr. Yadigan. It took me a while, and it wasn't easy. And I stumbled and even fell along the way.
She began, her voice trembling.
But you were right. You were always right. You could always see what the others couldn't. Always knew what to say.
She looked at me.
Always knew how to judge the character of someone, even when they themselves couldn't see it. You always worked yourself so hard to ensure we wouldn't remember your lessons, Mr. Yadigan. And, well, I almost forgot.
She sniffled. The tears began to flow. Hers weren't the only ones.
I held on to it. With some help.
She said, as she reached her hand up to me. I knelt down and clasped it firmly.
You were right about him, too,
she said. Thank you, Mr. Yadigan. I began my own part, using my text-to-speech voice. You saw much more of me than anyone else did. You could cut through the thin veneer of who I thought I was and saw down to the truth. That I was full of myself. That I was naive. And you were undeniably right. But you also saw my potential. I paused and wiped my eyes. It didn't help much. You put me on the right path, told me everything I needed to hear, but you let me take the steps myself. Same as Olivia, because you couldn't walk our path for us. You did everything in your power to prepare us for the journey and set us on it. For a long time, I thought you should have done more for us. More words to be said, more lessons to be taught. I continued, my throat growing tight. If I was speaking with my own voice, I don't think I could have even made out the words anymore. But I realized that was wrong. It would have been nice to see you again, hear you again. But we didn't need it. You'd given us everything we needed. We just need to find our way. I conclude. I squeezed Olivia's hand. She squeezed back. Hopefully, wherever Mr. Yadigan is now, he didn't mind a dull, flat digital voice delivering my heartfelt words. But knowing him, he didn't mind at all. We sat there for some time. The tears passed and a calm, lightened quiet took over. A little longer, and Olivia squeezed my hand once again.
You good?
I nodded. Yeah. She nodded back. She draped the cover over her painting, and I held it as she got back into her wheelchair. And I approached his grave one final time and gently laid a memory card against the base of the stone. Olivia wanted to keep her painting. She should. Mr. Yadikin had wanted to see her paint a fountain, but he would never have wanted to keep it. But I wanted him to keep the pictures I'd taken for it. Their part was done, but giving it up to Mr. Yadikin was a symbolic gesture to me. His work was helping us to become better people. The process and raw elements hammered into shape to become hopefully great people. And I looked at the inscription on the stone. His teachings will continue on into the new generation. The photos I took were also raw elements, hammered into a final piece that Olivia had produced at the end. Maybe it was cheesy. Maybe it was lame. Hell, maybe it didn't even make sense. But to me, it felt important. So, Mr. Yadikin could keep them. I rose from the gravestone and returned to Olivia's side. We held there for a moment longer, each of us quietly saying our goodbyes. And then we left. Thank you, Mr. Yadikin. The rest of the school year went by quickly. We attended the prom, and this time I managed to not nearly destroy everything good that was in my life. If anything, the lead-up was almost boring, which is a dumb thing to think. I was dressed in a modest but quite snazzy outfit. Over the last months, I sort of fell off the high fashion scene a little. I still liked looking good, of course, but I also wasn't spending $600 on socks or $2,000 on jackets. Liz and Damien looked great, same as they did on the night of the formal. I was happy to overwrite those memories with happier ones, and from what I could tell, they were having a blast. Olivia was drop-dead gorgeous. She worked with Sophia to homecraft a hell of a dress, with accessories to match. She looked downright like royalty to me. We feasted, we talked. Ben was there, of course, and myself and Olivia spent some time making small talk. He and Mia were doing decently enough. Apparently she had plans to become a certified mechanic and maybe eventually open her own business. Ben hadn't yet settled on what he wanted to do, but he was adamant on sticking to Mia's side. He did seem happier in the last months of the year. Whether it was because friction was down between Mia and the entire student body or in faculty, or if he knew he at least had one other confidant in his life in me, he seemed happier. And even if we would never see eye to eye on everything, that made me happy too. Olivia got her dances. In fact, I think she'd gotten several years worth of dances out of me all in that one night. The second we finished eating, she pulled me to the dance floor and we went to town. Even Liz and Damien had to take a break in the middle, but Olivia's eyes told me that if we stopped, she'd break me. Fair enough. The slow dances came, and Olivia had a pleased look in her eye. We began to slow bobbing back and forth when she slowed.
So, this is good, right?
She asked, speaking just over the slow melody. I nodded.
Yeah, but...
I knelt down, squeezing the fingers that were in my hands as our eyes met. Why is she? I asked her.
I've been practicing, just for this.
Yeah?
Yeah, 'cause I've been thinking about it a whole lot, too. It's been bothering me that we can't really dance, you know?
And I shook my head, dismissing her. I'm happy with this, I countered.
This night has been so much better than I could have ever hoped, especially after how the formal went. You're here against all odds, and so am I. I don't want this,
she said, looking down at her legs. I reached out a hand and lifted her face to regain eye contact.
to get in the way. You do too, right?
And I shook my head. I didn't mind at all. She was different. I was different. But none of that mattered as long as we were together. We could still dance. The mischievous smirk appeared.
Trust me, alright? I want you to know, I want to show you something.
She pulled her hands away from me. What? I said.
Just keep your eyes on me, Inco.
She rolled herself back slightly before firmly grasping the armrest of her wheelchair. Whoopsies. Hold up a sec. There we go. Her whole body strained as she pushed herself up with arm strength alone. I felt my eyes widen as I watched the spectacle before me. Her tail slipped from the gap in the chair and planted itself on the floor next to her feet, acting as a crutch. She began pushing herself upright. For a heartbeat, she faltered, and I took half a step forward. But she shot out a hand in front of her. "Don't you dare," it said. I stood still as a statue. I didn't even dare to blink. She slowly but surely pushed herself upright with tail power alone. Her arms angled out away from her to maintain balance. When she finally was upright, she smiled. It was bashful but expectant. She raised her hand to me, waiting. I waited only a moment before taking it and slipping my other hand to her waist. As the music began its crescendo, I weaved with her. Her tail acting as a leg, which she leaned heavily into me as a brace. We swayed and weaved to the music, and in a moment of mischief of my own, I pulled her leading arm above her head. She saw where I was going and took the opportunity to go into a twirl. Her tail almost wasn't fast enough to catch her, but she stuck the landing, collapsing back against me. It was a lot more work than a normal dance was, sweat beading on both of our faces, both of us breathing heavily. As the song died down, Damien the Saint, he was already at the ready with her wheelchair. The biggest smile I'd ever seen was on his face. She slipped her tail through the chair's gap, and in that moment of balance shifting, I fell forward, pressing her into her chair. We both couldn't help but laugh. So many emotions were warring within both of us, but it was impossible to say we had ever been happier. I laughed and took the moment to remove my sunglasses, wiping the joyful tears from my eyes. I'm exhausted. I'm thrilled. She really went that far. For us. The short remaining time at prom went by quickly. The limo we rented dropped Liz and Damien off at the Paynes first, then took me and Olivia to my place. My whole body ached, but it had been one of the most fulfilling nights of my life. And looking at the steady smile on her face, Olivia agreed. I gently pushed her into my house, her tail quivering as it wrapped around my wrist. She had pushed it hard, and she was paying for it now. I don't think she regretted it at all, though. The lights were off. I wheeled us into the kitchen to find a note on the kitchen island. Mom and Dad took the opportunity of prom night to have a date night of their own. Hell yeah, Mom and Dad. You guys deserve a special night, too. I wheeled her over towards the couch and grabbed the bag of her PJs and toiletries. As I reached over to hand it to her, she reached out and clasped my hand. Confused, I looked to her face, and she was as red as tomato. Her eyes met mine, and it was a similar look of expectation and mischief she had before that dance. Her eyes held mine for a moment, and then flicked to focus behind me. I turned, my eyes tracing to what she was looking at, finding the stairs, which led up to my room. Oh. I turned back to her, and she had both of her arms extended in her carry me pose. I was tired, but I think I could oblige. I was nervous. Okay, nervous was a hilarious understatement. I was an emotional wreck, held together by willpower alone. I wheeled her down the streets of the city, enjoying the sights. Well, trying to. Olivia was having a blast as far as I could tell, and I was working on keeping my composure. I had a special plan today. I honestly already knew what the answer would be, how it would go, but that didn't remove the sensation of anticipation. We just finished a lovely brunch with Liz and Damien, getting caught up. Liz's business had only been open a few months, and already she was practically swimming in work, and she never looked happier. To say she was in her element would be an understatement, on par with my one from earlier. Damien, for his part, was going with the flow. After graduation, he hadn't had any concrete plans, so he was pretty much just looking for any sort of job or work that piqued his interest. Liz would give offers and suggestions, but she was still unable to quell the wiggly, ethereal existence that was Damien's vibe. And to his credit, though, when he wasn't talking about trying to land a job as a sign twirler or a professional car washer, he was helping Liz at her job. That did a lot to quiet her grievances about her boyfriend's career interests, at least for now. I'd opted to go to college. My grades were solid, but nothing outstanding. But I got a very nice letter of recommendation from Principal Scaler, which did a lot to get my foot in the door of a local college in Volcadero Bluffs. Mom and Dad were more than happy to cover the tuition costs. Olivia was painting up a storm. She did special commission work as well as provide stock for Liz for her business. After all everyone had been through, the fight they had at lunch date about Olivia trying to ride the coattails of her friends wasn't even a distant memory. It was gone and buried. Liz, of course, was also quite benefited in having an intermediate, steady stock for her work, which looked good on her business. It meant a steady income for both, so everyone won. It also meant that Liz and Olivia were inclined to actually spend more one-on-one time, meeting for brunches and the like on the regular for business. And whatever they were before, they were fast friends now. It warmed me greatly to see. We were doing well. But I was a nervous wreck. Just before we departed from Damien and Liz, Damien had shot me a look. I knew what it meant and gave him a nod so subtle only he saw it. I gave a subtle tap in my back pocket, which was so subtle only he saw it. Pleased, he waved us off and we departed. I had a special destination in mind today, and Olivia was none the wiser. We walked the streets of town, me randomly deciding one way or another. My plan wasn't perfect, however, and soon Olivia clued to the fact my random wandering wasn't so random at all. Not all too long after that, she surmised where we were going. We reached the fountain. She snorted with a smile at my silly romantic gesture. The fountain held a lot of meaning for the both of us, and it was nice to visit it again. We hadn't been back since we took pictures for her painting. She hoisted herself onto the lip of the fountain and sat, enjoying the late summer warmth. Her eyes closed, she lost herself in memories of the moment. If I didn't have a plan to enact, I'm sure I would have let myself succumb to the fugue as well. I stand silently next to her, letting her navigate those memories. Most of them pleasant. Finally, I felt the clawed hand take hold of my own. I squeezed my hand, she squeezed back. "Welcome back," I whispered. She rolled her eyes at me, but her hand squeezed harder. I slipped my phone out of my pocket. "It feels like a lifetime ago, but it really wasn't that far back, was it?" my digital voice proxy asked.
Yeah, but I still remember it all. Right down to our lousy wishes.
"I think they were good. They came true, even if it took a while," I countered. She stared at the fountain.
Yeah, they did. We were so dumb back then. Me trying to climb up here in the snow, and then everything afterwards. Now it almost fell apart.
She said, her hand tightening around mine. I used my thumb to gently massage the back of her hand, which calmed her. "But we managed. We saved each other, and now we're here," I said.
Yeah,
she said with a warm smile. We waited in comfortable silence for a time before she broke it.
I think I want to teach. I talked to Miss Scaler the other day. I don't know if it'd be a full-time thing or whatever, but Mr. Yadigan's lessons need to be passed down. And I want to do that,
she said. I think you'd be perfect at it, I told her. A flush of red on her cheeks. We've both crammed a lot of learning into a single short year. It'd be good to pass that learning along. Be there for kids going through their troubles, like we had, I continued.
Yeah,
she said, holding an agreeable smile. Want to make another wish for everything to come next to go well? I asked. She thought about it, and then nodded.
Yeah, our last ones were pretty lucky. Why not try for 2?
I smiled and nodded. I reached into my pocket and pulled out a quarter.
Just 1?
She said, leveling a raised eyebrow at me. I'm a poor, destitute college student. Cut me some slack, I joked. She snorted a laugh before playfully slapping my back with her tail.
What if we both flip it and wish?
She offered. Like sharing? I asked.
Yeah, like sharing.
Together, then, I said. I slipped my phone back into my pocket, and Olivia took my hand once more. The coin is balanced on my finger, and her thumb is ready to flick it.
On 3?
She asked. I nodded.
2?
She counted.
1.
The awkwardness of the maneuver aside, she managed to flick the coin, arcing cleanly before it blooped into the water of the fountain. I made my wish, curling my hand around hers, though it's more of a prayer or a hope.
Well,
she said after a moment.
What'd you wish for? You look all tense.
You first, I say. Olivia's hand leaves mine, and she clenches her fingers together in her lap.
To be as good a teacher as he was, and to be able to bring out the most in those around me,
she said with a smile, staring ahead. You did it with me, I offered.
You're making me blush. Shut it. So,
she said, looking back to me.
What was yours?
Meh? I slipped my hand in my pocket. Her eyebrows raised in that cute, discerning look she always gives. I slipped down next to her, taking a knee. Already the wheels are turning in her head. I don't dare blink. I want to burn this memory into my brain for the rest of my life. Her eyes begin to widen, those beautiful silver pools of hope and dream. I pull out a small container from my pocket and, in one smooth motion, present it to her, pulling back the lid to expose a ring. Her hand snapped to her mouth. She doesn't even seem to be breathing. I give her a sheepish smile. I already know what the answer would be, but I want to hear it. I want to hear her say it. She screams and tackles me with all the force of a gator attacking a meal at a watering hole. Her hands slip around my neck, and I'm thrown to the ground. Luckily, her arms prevented my head from hitting the ground, and instead, she was now laying on top of me, squeezing me tightly. So? I whispered into her ear.
Yes. Yes,
she whispered back. I was nervous. Okay, nervous was a hilarious understatement. I'm an emotional wreck, held together by willpower alone. I stood there at the altar. I legitimately never anticipated this happening in my lifetime. Soon, my fiancée, the love of my life, was going to be wheeling herself down that aisle. It was less so that there were butterflies in my stomach so much as I had a whole swarm of insects going ham in there like it was the last days of summer. I looked around the large hall as the traditional wedding music played on the nearby piano. I was dressed in my best suit, custom tailored to perfection. I looked great. I turned my head, and to my side was Damien, as the best man. And man, could he rock a suit too. Whenever he and Liz finally got hitched, he was gonna look great up there. And I knew I'd be where he is now for his wedding. Liz had been slightly disappointed that me and Olivia had beaten her and Damien to the punch, but I think she understood. Our life had been such an impossible roller coaster our senior year that waiting too long felt like an insult to the woman of my dreams. Liz, of course, was waiting on the other side, acting as the maid of honor. She dolled up appropriately too, and Damien and her were constantly stealing looks at one another. I made a mental note to give Damien a hard time about this later. Vinny had done a great job as our ring bearer. The little guy cleaned up pretty well too, though somehow, even though he had a tailored suit as well, his sleeves were extended past his hands. I chalked it up to bizarre latent superpower. I looked to the seats. Mom was barely holding herself together as joyful tears flowed down her face. Dad just had a confident, happy smile. To think, about a year and a half ago, I never figured I'd be getting married to anyone, let alone having my parents in attendance. It was almost dreamlike in how things turned out for them. And me. It wasn't perfect, but I was more than happy. On the other side sat the Paynes. Randy likewise held that knowing, dad-like smile, while Sophia managed to be more composed than my mom. They had likewise done an impossible amount for me. More than I could ever dream to repay. Doesn't mean I wouldn't try, though. Vinny was seated next to them and honestly was behaving quite well. Probably had to do with the fact they hadn't given him any sugar in the last 24 hours, but even so, I appreciate the reservation, little man. Mr. Ferris was seated a little further back, but when our eyes connected, he gave me a pleased nod. I subtly returned it. It wasn't a big ceremony with a lot of people, but it didn't need to be. The most important people in my life were here, save an exception. The music shifted, and with it, my nerves. Here we go. The doors at the end of the carpet opened, and there she was. A gorgeous dress, tastefully tweaked to flow well with her wheelchair. The veil obscured her eyes to me, but her tail was stiff. She was nervous as hell, too. Her dad held out his arm, and she took it. I watched as he walked down the aisle with her. Every heartbeat she drew closer to me. Soon, they were here. Her dad led her into position, took a step back, looked at me. We'd met at this year's summer end celebration for the first time. He was a tall, broad man of baryonyx. His hair a paler shade than Olivia's, but the resemblance was impossible to miss. He was a surprisingly level-headed person, given how much of a firebrand his daughter could be. We hit it off easily enough, and he had expressed how happy he was to see his daughter so full of life and passion. It was part of the reason why I'd felt like I was in the clear to ask her to marry me shortly afterwards. And now, here he was, staring at me, as he just gave his daughter away. He gave me one last cursory glance and then smiled warmly. He left to take his seat. His daughter was no longer his alone. The ceremony continued on with the opening words by the officiant. We had agreed on a pretty straightforward ceremony, without a lot of extra fluff or yapping. We do the little procession, we say our vows, and we get over to the reception to absolutely destroy the buffet. Seriously, when I'd passed along how many carnivores would be attending, the caterer rep looked like he was about to have to prepare for a trench war. However, unbeknownst to Olivia, I had an evil, secret plan. I kneeled down to Olivia and gently lifted her veil. Her silver eyes that I loved so much met mine. Red dusted the scales of her face, and a happy, if shy smile tugged at her mouth. I held myself at her level, maintaining eye contact. The officiant asked me if I would, through all the challenges and moments of life would have, hold Olivia as my wife. I do, I managed with my own voice. The officiant turned to Olivia, and it was her turn. I could tell her breathing quickened. Now to the bride. Given the circumstances of the groom, he has requested that the bride read the vow, the officiant said. Olivia's eyes widened, and I smiled. I reached into my jacket pocket and produced a folded paper. I'd spent the last weeks thinking about the words I wanted for this. Everything that made up me, made up us, that led us here. I handed her the paper, and she took it, clasping it so gently as if she was afraid it would turn to dust at the slightest disturbance. Here's to you, babe. She unfolded the paper, and her eyes began to run across the page. She read it out loud on my behalf. I'd thought of trying it myself, but as I was still trying to figure out the whole speaking thing again, I didn't want to mar such a precious moment. I know she'd tell me she wouldn't mind, about how I wouldn't mind her being in the wheelchair, and how that was the same. And she would be right, but I could be a little selfish on the occasion too. I think that was okay in moments like this.
Olivia,
She read for me.
when I was younger, I used to think about love from time to time. About when it would happen, and the whys. But it was never a major focus for me, because we never settled down. I always kept myself running around before we'd leave again. And I wanted to stay somewhere forever, hand in hand with someone precious to me.
She continued.
I really didn't know much about love until I met a girl. Her scales were green, and she didn't do much walking, but she became my world.
She read, her eyes beginning to water.
And I busied myself with expensive things, fashionable clothes, and the busy work of photography. And I really didn't know much about painting until I met a girl. I wanted to paint with her, and she taught me all about it.
I wanted to look around the room to see the reactions, but I couldn't look away from her. Olivia's eyes flicked from the page to mine, then back to the page to continue.
We had our ups and downs, our happiness and our fights, and through that we came out stronger. And I showed her how to live, and she showed me the same. I didn't know much about loving until I met you, Olivia. Would you do me the greatest honor and be my wife?
Her voice choked at the end, and she let the paper fall into her lap. A few joyful tears slipped down her cheeks.
I do,
She said, wiping at her eyes before meeting my gaze. Damien handed over the rings, and we slipped the rings onto each other's fingers. A match set, silver, with bands of gold, each having a small quill pen etched upon them. I now declare you husband and wife. You may now kiss the bride, the officiant declared. I leaned in and kissed that gator. The reception went great. Excellent food, excellent company. Dances. Olivia even briefly took to use her tail again, this time with a decorative bracing slip for her tail that was matched to her wedding dress, to do the first dance with me, before giving a dance to her father. He didn't cry, but I think he came close. When it came time to throw the bouquet, everyone in the hall knew what was about to happen, except, apparently, a singular Dilo boy. Olivia looked over her shoulder at the only bridesmaid in attendance, her maid of honor. She then chucked it over her shoulder, very nearly all the way into the ceiling, just in case anyone had the bright idea to make a grab at it. Liz's neck shot to the top as she snagged the flower arrangement up in her snout handily. Everyone let out a grand cheer, including Damien, until he noticed every single person in attendance was staring at him. Liz's head lowered down, depositing the bouquet into her hands, and then we watched as her head drifted next to his and she whispered something into his ear. His face lit a bright red, and his eyes went wide. Buckle up, my man. Next one is yours, I thought with a smile. After the reception, and everyone went their separate ways, I drove myself and Olivia home. She was happy, and exhausted. I remember back at the wedding, with Mr. Yadikin's friend, how he said that while it was the happiest day of his life, he was also tired as hell. I thought he'd been complaining a lot for someone who was supposed to be the happiest man in the world at the time. But now, I got it. I was happy, but man, I was also tired. We did our normal routine of exiting the car, and I wheeled Olivia into our apartment complex. We navigated the halls and elevator and found our way to our room. I opened the door for her, and she smiled as she entered. I went to pull up my necktie, but Olivia reached up her hand and stopped me. I looked back at her, confused.
You don't get to unwrap my present for me,
she said, her eyes intense and full of fire. Oh, fuck. That's hot. Well, maybe the present can wait until we get to our room, I noted down on my phone for her. She huffed and then raised her arms, her classic carry me pose. And I dropped my phone onto the living room table and reached down and slid my hands under her tail, eliciting a small gasp from her as I lifted her and pressed her to my body. Her thighs squeezed to my hips to ensure we were locked together. We were pressed nose to nose, our eyes locked in. We held our gaze for a moment, but I broke it long enough to orient us to point her back down towards our bedroom. Then I leaned in and kissed her neck. She let out a moan, and all restraint was lost. I stood in the living room of the Payne's place, staring wistfully at the kitchen. There, Mom and Sophia were making small talk with Liz, working on some parts of the summer's end party meal. Standard girl talk stuff, I had wagered. I turned my head towards the back door. I could see Randy and Olivia's dad giving my own father a crash course in proper grill mastering. He looked concerned, and he definitely had sauces and seasonings all over his hand, but he looked like he was having a blast. Mr. Ferris stood on the other side of the grill, probably giving Dad encouraging words as he was flipping the obscene hoard of meats Randy had brought. I could see Damien and Vinny viciously enacting their favorite battles from Rock Ring with dart guns all over the backyard. I think I even recognized a few of the cutscenes they were pantomiming out. Guess all that practice gaming was actually starting to pay off, if not in the way we'd anticipated. My mind sampled the scene in front of me, and I harkened back to a distant memory, one in which I imagined a scenario like this. Back then, been a distant forlorn hope, my mind having written it off as a fantasy never to be. But now, it was just my life. I loved it. Go, a voice caught my attention. I looked back down to the phone in my hand. Ben's concerned face on the screen of the video call.
Are you all right? You were spacing out again,
he asked. I shook my head. Fine, Ben, I answered him. I'd been practicing my speaking a lot lately, partially due to just being times that talking was required, like a phone call, and partially because of my intended career path I finally settled on. I'd wanted to get good enough to say my vows for Olivia, but the process of getting control of my speech was ever an ongoing one, and it took me quite a while longer before I could really start getting a handle on it. I don't remember who it was. Maybe it was Vinny. Kid was always almost terrifyingly smart when he could sit still for 5 seconds. Had made an offhand comment about why not learn how to do it like the ventriloquism thing. Which sounds stupid at first, but when you think about it, the whole idea of ventriloquism was talking without moving your face or jaw. Little bugger was a lifesaver twice over now. Since then, I practiced rigorously and my speech got better. Well, below perfect, but much better. Good enough a start. I could hold phone conversations for the most part, like I was doing now. Well, other than the spacing out thing, but I had that issue well before the head trauma.
So, you said you figured out what you wanted to do for a career?
He refocused the conversation. Mm-hmm. And talked with Olivia about it. She liked the idea.
So, what did you settle on?
Student counselor, I answered. Ben's eyes lit up.
Oh, Inco, that's great. I dare say few people know more about how good guidance is other than yourself and Olivia.
I nodded. It's important. No one's got to deal with what we went through again, I said, with as much conviction as I could.
It's a lot of schooling, but I know you, man. You'll do great,
Ben said, providing his support. How about you? I asked.
I haven't completely decided yet. I took time off from school. Senior year was a difficult one, as you know. I plan to go to college, probably something around here, but I haven't settled on anything concrete yet.
Ben was cut off by a voice in the background that grew louder as the speaker approached.
Benny Boo, you're still talking on the phone? Come on, you said we'd leave in 5 minutes, 10 minutes ago. Sorry, Mia, it's just that...
No shit, it's Baldy, Mia said, finally coming into frame. I could see her throw an arm around Ben's shoulders and smush herself into view, pressing her face against his to fit on the screen. Hey, Mia, I greeted.
What's up? You still talking funny?
She asked. A grin was on her face, though it wasn't quite as contemptuous as her bullying grin back in school. Just for you, Mia, I said with a smirk and shaking my head. She laughed.
Good. Keep me entertained keeps you alive. You know the score,
she fired back. She still kinda sucked, but true to Ben's word, we managed to keep the peace going. I had no problems with that, even if moments like this were kind of awkward. It was better than the alternative.
Now then, sorry to interrupt your call with your boyfriend, but we need to leave,
she said before planting the end of her nuzzle on his snout in an aggressive, reassert dominance type of kiss. I rolled my eyes. We're playing hardball? Alright, check it, bitch. Oh, before you go, I prompted, catching Mia's attention. She huffed in slight annoyance.
What?
So, when you and Ben have a kid, will they call you Mamma Mia? I asked. A wicked grin spread across my face as I watched her brain stop for a moment. Ben's eyes snapped to full width for a moment. There was nothing. And then, sealing his own doom, Ben let out a snort of a laugh. He stopped it almost immediately, but alas, Ben, my man, not instantly enough.
Oh, you bald fucker. Next time I see you, I'm gonna...
She started roaring, though it didn't have the same savage energy of our fight in the hallway.
Mia, no, please, my phone...
Ben was shouting. I watched as she and Ben grappled for the device before it clearly slipped from his grasp and the call went dead. Oof. Sorry about that, Ben. I'll pay for a replacement if need be. I pocketed my phone and wandered outside. The grill smelled amazing. Damien clearly had thought the same, as he had wandered over to partake in the smells, and the conversation between the dads and Mr. Ferris, but probably mostly the smells. I looked to the pool. Vinny was trying to fire darts into the pool, where Olivia was currently swimming. Each barrage of his was met by a brutal splash of water, followed by a yell and laughter. Vinny was absolutely losing the battle. I walked over to him and ruffled his hair before he swatted my hand away.
Inky, stop it!
I laughed. I wanted to talk to Olivia. Think you can annoy Damien for a bit? I asked him. A wicked grin spread across his face.
Absolutely.
Off he went. A heartbeat later, Damien yelled out another line from Rock Ring, and the battle was on again. I leaned down low and shimmied my way up to the wall of the pool. I slowly raised myself up to look over the lip of the pool to find Olivia doing her weird dead gator float as she soaked up the sun. Couldn't help myself. Craigie, got a lovely one here, I said in a miserably butchered accent loud enough for Olivia to hear it. Her eyes snapped open and she whipped her tail violently down into the water in front of me, expertly aiming the splash directly into my face. Fortunately, my sunglasses bore the brunt of the brutal attack. Okay, I chuckled as I raised my hands in surrender, standing up and leaning over the lip of the pool. She bore a pleased smirk on her face. She knew she won that battle too. How are my two lovely ladies? I asked her. Olivia rolled her eyes, but swerved her body with instinctual precision to slide through the water with terrifying grace, pulling up alongside the edge of the pool before rolling over onto her back. Her large belly apparent, I reached down and put my hand on it.
Don't make it weird,
she said. I reached down and kissed her on the snoot. No. She groaned before rolling over and slipping away, parting from me with a splash of her tail, leaving me blasted with another torrent of water. I and everyone else out in the yard laughed. I took off my sunglasses and wiped my face before placing them on again. I looked at my wife as she returned to idly bobbing, submerging 2/3 of the way into the water. Unlike before, however, her eyes were open, those glorious silver pools. Our eyes met, and she couldn't help but smile. In completely predictable and entirely unavoidable fashion, we savaged our holiday feast. Meats piled high, leafy greens for days. No one would be left out of the horrific food crimes we enacted. As the tableware was cleared away, and everyone was idling about, the scene felt familiar to me, but expanded. I knew what I had to do. I gathered everyone's attention and pulled out my camera. They knew where I was going with it. I set up the tripod, positioned everything. Framing, settings, lighting, all good. I'd spent the last months reacquainting myself with my old craft, and Olivia had been right to push me to get back into it. I don't regret picking up the stylus and learning how to draw. I was actually halfway decent now. I even had a few pieces of art on my parents' fridge, but I'd realized I felt like I was lacking something creatively until I picked up a new camera, and Olivia and I took it for a spin on a date. She had been right to push me back to photography, just as I had been right to push her back to painting. With the camera configured, and the remote in my hand, I found myself in position at the edge of the pool, with Olivia on my left and Damien on my right, just as before. I wasn't balanced precariously on the edge of the pool, so no sudden swimming for me today, but that was fine. I pressed the remote, and the camera fired off a multitude of pictures. I looked at my glorious gator wife beside me, and she flashed me a smile. A summer warm smile that outshone the end of summer's end. I returned it. She was my world. And there we go. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of Inco Noted. We got a rapid fire ending 3-4 marriage and baby. All in one chapter. Isn't that fucking wild? And we'll read the notes here real quick. And here we reach the conclusion of Inco Noted. It's been a wild ride. I enjoyed writing it over this last week. Hopefully those of you feeling the emotional burn of ending 1 take some warm solace in the hopium this story provides. May its ending send you off on your day in happier spirits. If you enjoyed this, I have a sequel going on here. And we'll go ahead and hop over that just real quick. And then, here it is. Inco Noted. Love is colorblind. As you can see, it's still being updated. In fact, it was updated 2 days ago. 4 chapters, 38,000 words. So, at some point, we'll probably wait for it to get fully written out. If it's going at anything the pace that this one went, let's take a quick look at the... this was started on the 2nd of April and finished on the 8th of April. I don't think they're going fucking breakneck speed on this one. Let's see, 17th to the 28th, and they've got 4 chapters. So they're taking it a little bit slower this time, which is good. Oh, well, it makes sense, right? You can't crank out everything every fucking second of the day, right? So we'll give it some time. Probably come back to that later. Take a look what they do with it. But yeah, very good, very good. From what I can tell, everybody liked the story. I certainly liked it myself. This ending was very good. Very good. The the marriage vow here was kind of like one of those ones you go, okay, I see what you're doing here. Okay, fine. But yeah, very enjoyable. Very well written too. Can't crank out everything every second of the day. Haha, yeah. Definitely didn't write 117,000 words for Punch Drunk in like 18 days or something. Some of you motherfucking writers are crazy. I cannot be that fast. Let's see here. Let me go back and kind of take a quick peek through some of the comments here. Do. All right, so this is where I stopped. Sorry again. Inco Noted has a special sauce to it. Helps that the sequel fic is also turning out to be quite the banger. Oh hell yeah, that's good. I'll say this. I'm glad that reenacting E3 didn't bring me close to fucking breaking. I'm glad I seem to have gotten past that deep sadness in my gut. Alright, I'm gonna get back to the bottom here so we can continue talking. Gator babies, we made it, boys. Olivia is pregante? Making the sequel the same length of the original. Alright, cool. So then that means he's about halfway through, I think, if he's intending to have the same length. Inco Noted had that Scott Cawthon dev cycle. Basically, just chapters again. Clearly had the dance song ready. No, believe it or not, I did not have the dance song ready. I saw someone say you should get the dance song ready, and you might have seen me kind of like slow down a little bit near that area because I was running over to like pull it up on my other monitor without making it obvious what I was doing. Listen to the Wani trailer music for Celebration. Good stuff. I tolerate the wedding ending because it felt like a time skip. Mr. Creamer, can we watch Sage fanfic now? No. Not gonna happen. Is it bad that I teared up when I realized the vows were the lyrics? No. Lyrics hold a special place in all our hearts. Inco was saying his vows to us too. Inco proposed to me? Question mark? Very cool. Let's see here. Not gonna lie, I was thinking a 3.5 would be as close as possible realistically. E1 to E4, daring today, aren't we? Bruh, really? Hope this doesn't really cause any fallout between us. Fallout New Vegas at a moment. Mamma Mia, Baby Gator canonized. Seems we're not done with Inco Noted then. Good fit, good soup. Alright, I've got his Dino wife appearance now. I want mine. But you're gonna have to keep coping. Unfortunately for you, this was a Wani fic, which means Sage would be nowhere to be seen ever. Mr. Streamer, do you condone being called Mr. Creamer? No, I don't like that one. No, to be honest, I would like that one to go bye-bye, but I don't feel like me saying that's gonna make it any easier for it to go bye-bye. It is done, Mr. Streamer. It's been done for a while. The ultimate snoot wife. Wedding speech was sweet. Yeah. The lyrics were kind of cute. Yeah, let me cut over to this real quick. Tuck away little gator there. What the fuck? What the fuck? Is this the ultimate snoot wife urinals? Is this the mashup that people have been wanting? What are we feeling, boys? What are we feeling? The creamery creamlins. Wife of Frankenstein looking ass. Burn it. Cruel. You know, if probably say this is an E3.8, or I'd probably say this is an E3.8. Dear Christ, pass. What the snoot too small. All right, the only real feedback you've gotten urinals is enhance the snoot, make it bigger. I can see trash in there. I don't want it. That's not my snoot life. Went to school and found out that the main door was closed. I don't know what to fucking tell you. Take the side door. What have you created? I didn't do this. Urinals did this. It's not mine. Look, the graveyard doesn't give me much to work with, okay? Oh, the grave... wait, is everybody's fucking snoot wives dead? Did you have to dismember them to take the parts here? Uh-oh. They're not going to be happy to hear that one. No, sir, they are not. She needs wings. All I need is the rose arm. Freak. If JP made waifus, this is what they pop out. I apologize. They got ending zeroed. I'm angry. Oh, all right. Well, I'm not sure what else to say there. That was an experience. You know, going from the emotional highs that we got from Inco Noted to the Frankenstein's monster that we had. Freak, what do you mean? What do you mean? You said all I need is Rosa arm. That's weird. You're being weird. Wings are good for hugging, cuddling, and embracing. Tracy and Olivia hairdo kind of go hard though, not gonna lie. We're putting a hit on you. What do you do? What do you do? What do you do to our snow wife? I chopped them all up. Don't worry. Put more effort into it next time. Guys, you gotta remember, like, I would argue that there was probably a little bit more effort put into it than fucking what we have on the screen right now. All right, I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be so fucking real with you. Well, that is Inco Noted. Can I request a short read? How short are we talking? How short are we talking? If it's like that, maybe. But to be honest, I'm kind of content tonight to end it after just chatting for a little bit here. Because my ass just wants to take it easy tonight, me thinky. But if we got something really, really short, maybe I'll take a peep. Oh, I know what we could do. Read my Chatlivia lore. When he eats food with no nutrients because he purposely burns it. Oh, true. Yeah, he burns that. That's why he has the food freak rule. I shall take all the best parts of my dino life to create the ultimate dino life. Psycho Lunatic 2024. Need to fuse them, not slap them together for a misshapen jigsaw puzzle. Be back either next stream or in a couple hours. I don't know. Mr. Streamer, can we read Spanish fanfic? Google Translate is barely keeping together, and maybe someone here can translate it. Well, if somebody wants to translate it, by all means, we can take a look at it. Otherwise, it will have to be just using Google Translate. Hey guys, now we can finally finish 500. Yippee! Sage short fanfic real? No. No, and I'm not going to give you your Sage. The fight scene? I mean, I guess they're really short and doesn't spoil anything particular, but it's kind of a weird jump. Oh, I was going to request chapter 3 of Puncher. Okay, no, I was like, wait, where's that one coming from? Yeah, okay, I see the thread now. Sage Halloween stream. Common Sage stand L. How powerful is Mia's tail? Enough to be scary, me think. Found a fic that's 330 chapters. Oh, dear lord. Yeah, we would not be reading that right now. My lore is like 1,000 words or something. I didn't check. You know what? Fuck it. Ugh. Let's take a look at the Chatlivia lore real quick. Let's see what Cars has for the Chatlivia lore. Where can I grab it? Is it in the fucking where is that shit? Olivia's tail is better than Mia's tail. Mia's tail spikes have big ass daggers. That shit lethal. Look, you wouldn't want to get hit by either of them. Let's be real. Sage posters go hungry. The world's healing. Olivia danced with it. Olivia tail can impale you, but Mia tail can dice you up. No, I don't think Olivia's tail would impale you. I think it would give you blunt force trauma to the extreme, breaking your ribs in one swing. Should be in Share Stories, the PDF. Okay. Mosey on over. Let's see. Draconians. Oh, Chatlivia lore PDF. Here we go. Okay. Oh, yeah. I got it up now. Look, bro, at least you can enjoy getting whipped by Olivia's tail. I think we're underestimating how much force is behind that tail. No matter how strong Mia's tail, if I can land a true charge slash on it. Oh, yeah. Straight off. Can Mr. Streamer read the lore in Chatlivia's voice? Indeed. Anytime that Chatlivia talks, how about I'll use Chatlivia voice? Alright, I'm not reading this whole fucking PDF in the voice. Wonder when you will read the cringe that was the Wani production. That would be something where we just do a dive on like all the productions of the game. So like Snoot, Wani, and GVH, just so that way we've got them all in one go. Unless we think that the Wani production could be a whole fucking stream, in which case, maybe. Wouldn't mind getting hit by it. Mia Vladimir going wrong. I think we've seen that on stream. Blunt force trauma is a sign of infatuation. Type of garbage. Hey, it's lore, I guess. I mean, if you're fine with it being read on stream, well, then that's the big thing, right? Because you didn't share it in the stream reading, I don't believe. So as long as you give the A-OK, we'll take a peek at it real quick, and that'll be how we close out the night, me think.
He said it. Now he has to do it by chat law.
Rewind. I'm good now. Olivia has a doodle of an impaled dramatic finish kind of deal. Hard if once his guts pulled out by Mia, pretty much. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. We all have our icks, man. Listen, bro, I respect it. Don't let the aliens get your goat.
Too much cream to burn one day.
All right, here we go. Said I'm getting the hedge trimmers again. I did nothing wrong. Leave me alone. Sitting here just looking at Resident Evil cosplay shit every so often, hearing some random, something random and odd. Living the life, aren't you? Living the life. All right. So we've got one of the boys in the chat here. Cars. This is something he wrote together as the Chatlivia LORE. So here we go. It's 3 pages. We should be able to get through this, and then we'll be closing up shop for the night, methinks. Call this a bit of a shorter stream, and then we'll be back on, as long as nothing wrong happens, we'll be back on Wednesday with something. Your homeboy doesn't know exactly what yet, but we'll figure it out. All right, Tuesday, December 10th, 2:01 m, 2025. Weather overcast, 12:32 p.m. Olivia sat in her mobility chair, having upgraded from a standard wheelchair. Wait, hold up a sec. This is important. There we go. Topical. So here we go. Standard wheelchair about a year ago. It made work a lot easier. So far, nothing on the police scanner.
It's a slow day today. Usually I'd be on my 3rd mission.
Being a vigilante paid decent money. She wasn't proud of what she did, but sometimes it was worth it. Olivia grumbled. She pulled out a cigarette. Inco had been trying to get her to quit, bless his heart. She swears that she's been trying, but this job was far too stressful, and the nicotine helped relieve stress after or before missions. Before she could light the cancer stick, her pager rang. Okay, wait. This is just some random person.
Hey, Liv, we got an armed person on Volcano Ave. Suspect appears to be a Gigantosaurus and is armed with a handgun. Finally, some action,
Olivia thought, rolling her eyes as she prepared to take off to the address provided. Olivia turned on her police siren. She isn't a cop, but helps with traffic and stops people from asking questions. Barreling down the street at a comfortable 25 miles per hour, Olivia begins to think back on past jobs. One of them requiring her to act as a clown at a kid's birthday party. She still felt bad for gunning down the kid's parents in front of him. He was a prick. Olivia smiles as the image of her suspect came into her mind. He begged to be let go, for her to forget all this happened.
Maybe you should have thought about it before putting your only daughter into prostitution.
Shaking the thoughts from her head, she noticed while going down memory lane she arrived at the scene. Multiple cop cars barricaded the street, with officers behind each car.
They're blocking the way.
Turning off her siren, Olivia got close to listen to one of the officers' conversation.
Sir, the suspect is held up in the house. We've tried to get the officers inside there, but he'll shoot anyone that wants to go in. Backup won't arrive for another 30 minutes. This is a lot of time, but we can't just sit and wait until she does something.
Olivia's eyes peered towards the house in question. A single-story house. Nothing special, almost similar to what the Paynes had. Olivia willed herself away from the scene in order to not be seen by law enforcement and the suspect. She opted to check the backyard. No one would suspect in a mobility chair making it over the fence. Driving down the path created by years of footprints, she readied her trusty handgun, a sandstone-colored 5.7, powerful, accurate, and topped off with a Gundam charm. Yo, she got the fucking Gundam charm. Let's go. She got the Gundam charm on that shit. She doesn't usually get to use it. Usually she handles scum with her tail or her brute strength. But since this guy was armed, she had no choice. Rolling up to the wooden fence, Olivia looked through a small hole in the wood to make sure the suspect wasn't in the yard.
All clear,
She thought, reeling her arm and tail back before slamming into the board, splintering into dozens of pieces. Luckily, the noises from the megaphone in the front drowned out the sound of her absolutely destroying the fence. Olivia quickly and quietly drove up to the slide door and looked inside. No one. As she moved to open the door, she heard struggling through one of the open windows.
Let me go, please. I'll give you what you want. This situation? This is very interesting.
Wow, 5.7, she rolled in with the Gucci ammo. That shit expensive. The sounds of grunting and screaming continued. She had managed to open the door by timing it with the screams, switching the chair to manual mode. Olivia rolled herself into the kitchen, keeping an eye out for anything that might give her away. She could hear where the sounds were coming from, but she couldn't just charge in and shoot the guy. The hostage made it risky. Olivia noticed a glass cup, still filled with water, and giving her decent visibility of the room with the reflection, there was the wrongdoer. A woman was on the bed, curled up and tears streaming down her face. She was a Microraptor. The Gigantosaurus was holding a small handgun, so a revolver. It was pacing around the room, looking out the window periodically, looking for more cops to shoot at.
This guy, he's not stupid. He knows that if he stays still, the police wouldn't have a shot on him.
He hasn't noticed Olivia slowly rolling up on him yet. Olivia hopes to keep it that way. The Microraptor noticed Olivia looking into the room. Quickly, Olivia put her claw to her snout, signaling her to keep quiet.
You better be remembering that safe combination, you fucking micro-brain sad excuse of a carnivore, bitch!
The Giga yelled, not turning around.
Nah, you can go fuck yourself,
Olivia said coldly. What? The Giga didn't get to complete that sentence as a loud bang rang out through the neighborhood. A round of lead pierced his head, splattering blood on the window and wall.
Ugh, disgusting.
Olivia holstered a gun and looked to the Microraptor. She ran out to her and embraced her.
Thank you, I was so scared.
Olivia smiled and pulled away.
What's your name?
She asked.
Penny. My name is Penny.
The Microraptor said, still crying and shaking from fear.
Alright, Penny. Tell the cops what happened. Don't tell them who I was, though, okay?
Penny wiped a tear and nodded.
May I ask your name?
Penny insisted.
My name? I can't tell you, but I can tell you what my hero name is. Chatlivia. Present to be a service.
Olivia told her, smiling before making her way back out the way she came. Quickly making her way out to the street, she saw that the police were now starting to move in the house.
Hope Penny will be alright.
Driving further away from the street, Olivia stopped and took it all in. She had taken another life today, part of the job. Nothing to be worried about. Taking out a cigarette, she lit it up before she could be interrupted. Her pager rang again. Olivia looked down at the device. It read, "Mission go well? Oh, who am I kidding? You get shit done. Anyways, got another mission for you. Some Triceratops is apparently stealing a bunch of expensive electrical equipment. Nothing too bad. She got a small gang. Don't kill her. Just make sure she doesn't think about doing it anymore." Olivia smiled. She enjoyed the jobs that didn't require murder, making it so that she could take out some frustrations on her victims. Olivia responded with a message of her own. Okay.
On it. Triggers won't know we hit them. See you at dinner?
She waited for a response. Of course, like always. Be safe, Chatlivia. Olivia chuckled. She liked her code name, even if it was stupid. She texted a final time before setting off to her next mission.
I will. Thanks, Inco.
Enter any credit songs you want. I got a kazoo here. There you go. That's the outro. There you go. There's some Chatlivia lore for you nerds. Bang, 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 bang. Everything's back on screen. Very nice. Dumb and funny, mostly dumb. Not as funny as fuck. It's a blunt, not a cigarette. You'd love to see it. Okay, hero to Rabdeals. Congrats, man. Mr. Streamer's reading your stuff. Ow, my ears burned. Ah, it wasn't that bad. You're fine. Don't worry. The burning means it's working. Now we read Chat Inco lore. Nobody's put Chat Inco lore. Sage fanfic now? No, no Sage. Yes, Sage. No, Sage. Like I said, tonight's going to be a bit of a shorter stream comparatively to the rest of our shit. So, with that, we're going to go ahead and start closing it out for tonight. Hopefully, you guys had a good time. Like I said, Inco Noted, very good story. Very nice. Micro stream? Come on, it's not micro. We're almost at the 3-hour mark. I can yap long enough to get us to the 3-hour. Just like when I... Alright. Someone get his ass. But, yeah, I'll probably try and get a master cut of this put together and up sometime this week. So that way, all of Inco Noted is in one go. Short stream, boo. Motherfucker. You need to understand. the streams have been long recently, and I haven't taken before I would take like a gorilla day to just take off. I have not done that shit recently. Micro stream is crazy. 3 inches, 3 hours is a micro. Guys, some people would consider that average, alright? Don't be rude. But yeah, we won't be streaming tomorrow. We'll be streaming likely on Wednesday, same time as usual. We don't know what we're going to do yet. I'll figure it out. I'll also be taking a look at the current recommendations for the fanfic shit, and I'll figure out kind of a list that I want to go with. I'll put a poll up on the Discord, and people can figure it out. Leave streamer alone. He EP streamer. What did I? Huh? What'd I do? Is there any other bookkeeping I need to do? Oh yeah, the Project Zomboid stuff. That'll be happening more than likely Saturday, as long as I get everything good to go. I'll be dropping a link to a workshop collection that has all the mods, so you can take a look at it beforehand and get that all sorted out on your end. And then, yeah, all things goes well, that'll be the Saturday stream, which should be pretty fun. And obviously, like I said before, Friday, we're going to be continuing GVH. So those are two things you should be able to look into, me think, as pretty solid. Yeah, that should be good. Modpack link when. I might try to get that done tonight. I just need to do a little bit of poking around again to make sure that all the mods are good, because I've been trying to do like some theory crafting on builds and whatnot, and what kind of perks I would have to outlaw, ideally, because some of those perks from some of the mods that add more traits are kind of busted, and I don't really want people to be using those if possible. So any particularly noteworthy mods? I mean, shit, I can give you guys like a quick sample of that, I suppose. Let me boot up Zomboid real quick, and I'll show you like which ones I have currently selected. Painting and photography mod. Is there a painting mod? I know there's a photography mod, and I have that one on. We need more Chatlivia sometime, to be honest. I still gotta wait until it goes on the steep sale for the voice changer thing, because I know they do that sometimes. You forgot about Chatlivia, Origins of Chatlivia. What did Chatlivia even read the first time? Was it it was the Hungry Caterpillar, wasn't it? Just baby Livia with a massive unibrow and generic wooden club. Maybe a necklace made of small animal bones and teeth. So you can roleplay as the real Inco. Yeah, I mean, I think Hayes already said that he was going to do Inco RP hard, and we would figure out whoever, or whether he goes E1, 2, 3, or 4. Finna hop on that PZ grind. Man, I've been trying to like remember all of the fucking intricacies for Project Zomboid because it's been forever since I've really given it a go. Is there a mode that is switch between Inco and Olivia? That'd be hilarious.
No, there is not.
I'm waiting for loading scripts to go through here, so you know. Are we going to be grouping up and base living somewhere, or just doing our own thing? I figure people will form their own like groups and whatnot. I don't know if like how I'm gonna because I've not ever played Project Zomboid with PvP, so I don't know how all that goes. But I think people want to do some RP as well. So if people want to like just go and play and create their own like sect or whatever, and like in the VC, they're free to do that, or you're free to just go around, wander, and do something RP related. Might get like a quick check on the Discord via a poll and see like what people are kind of looking forward to trying to do with the server for Zomboid, so that way we can temper expectations a bit. Gang wars based on favorite characters: the Mia clan versus the Damien clan. Let me pop this off the screen real quick. Fucking mods. Here we go. Don't know if I'd want to do PvP. PvP is hellaciously janky. Then I probably wouldn't have that be like forced. If people want to like throw hands and they opt into it, sure. Let's see here. How do I display only the order? Do we have enabled? Here we go. Here we go. All right, so you can kind of see like some of the mods we have here. There's a bunch of car mods. I haven't like tacked those in just yet because I was trying to get the core gameplay more figured out first, but there's a couple of car things in here. So you got adrenaline for when you're fighting, you get a little less tired. Advanced realistic overhaul for projectiles. Inventory rendering, ammo maker, anger plus, so you can get pissed off. Boats. Ashwood, Authentic Z for a bunch of different clothes and shit, authentic animations, some motorcycles, a bus, flashlights, better lockpicking, soap, sorting, towing, hand wash, Blackwood, blind trait mod. If any of you motherfuckers want to go, I can't see. You can be really funny like that. Pizza for the chefs of the group. Boots expanded. This one I might need to take a look at because I think it's bugged some of the shoes a little bit, but that's that. Camouflage, throwables, utilities for Braven, Britta's weapon and armor packs for the guns and the armor. Some, I believe these are animation type deals. Bushcraft, canteens, radio button in the car. Dirt, chest down, common sense, containers, cool bag, cordyceps spores. I don't know how I feel about this one just yet. Kind of need to think about it a little bit more. Essentially what this one does makes it so like some buildings will just have like spores in them, which will make you sick if you stay in it without a gas mask. It's neat, but I don't know. Crashed cars, descriptions on traits, fisticuffs. So Jake, if you do want to make D, you can do fist build. That is something that will be here. Drawing on the map, driving skill for those who want to be taxi men. Should be easier for you. Better teas, coffees, and vitamins. Some energy drinks for the freaks out there. Equipment UI. This one's one that adds a Stalker / Tarkov style kind of like equipment grids. Even more traits, expanded helicopter events, extra gun slot because gun fun, extra map symbols, trait effects, workout. Try to breeze this a little bit quicker. Fencing kits, fluffy hair, first aid overhaul with no antizin, so medical's a little bit differently. Someone better just be Mr. X walking around punching people. Fracture fraction, which adds a I'll show that in just a second. Roleplay poses, because you know, why not. Quick grab, gunfighter radio wheel, here they come. I think this is like a chance for a horde. I thought that'd be cool. Hiding, immersive CD players, immersive medicine for, so this one apparently this one adds a blood system where what is it, hold up, I'll think about it, I'm sure. Oh yeah, You basically have a certain amount of blood in your body. So in addition to your injuries, if you've bled out for a bit, so you might need a fucking transfusion. How many mods are in there? I think my Skyrim mod list is smaller than this. A lot, but PC mods are easier to install. Yeah. At least if I include the bug fix mods. Yeah, like, and not all of these are going to be necessarily needed. A lot of these are just like a minor cosmetic kind of stuff. Improved glass. I mean, I don't think people are actually going to get to the point where they're casting glass, but, you know. Inventory Tetris, very fun. I like that mod. Makes me very happy. Let's see what else we got here. Item stories for just random loot being scattered about. Jump through windows, because, you know, sometimes you just need a fucking... Was that the Family Guy stock death post from the well-renowned adult cartoon Family Guy? Correct. Lifestyle, lingering reflexes, lingering voices. Lockpicking, for those of you who are a little more on the thievy side of things. APC, containers... More map shit, mileage, in case, you know, you want to be like, hey, I've driven this many miles. The lingering mods. Yeah, you love it when you go to beat the fuck out of a zombie and then it goes, wait, stop! And you're like, what? No? And then you continue to kill it. Moodles, gloves. Oh, here, for those of you who like to partake in a little bit of that green, you could run a dispensary if you wanted. I'm not going to stop you. Are bites still a death? Yeah, unless you find... there's a mod in here. I'll get to it in a second. I think. More zombie stuff. I don't know. I know one of you freaks would get your mileage out of this. So, it's there. Myopia and hyperopia. New flashlight animations, obvious collecting, throw zombies out the window over the river. That's a pretty cool one. Are you setting transmission to bites only, or are we going full contact? Whatever the defaults are, because I'm also in... I don't remember which mod it is. It's in here somewhere. Radial frequency manager, clean blood, Raven Creek, reading's not boring, real full auto for the bang bangs. Shit. Is it down here? Rideable truck beds, you know, that way the boys can be the boys. Now everyone's gonna be Neko Arc. I'll just run away from you. Oh yeah, blind weed farming pizzeria chef. Read seed and feed. Yeah, full contact then. These ones I need to figure out how exactly this works. There's a bunch of interesting ones that add new locations. But I haven't really gotten to take a look at those yet. Cooking mods, scent of blood, schizophrenia. Hey, you guys want to be schizophrenic? That's a fun one. I've went to swing at a zombie and it disappeared. Scrap, for those of you who are metalworking appreciators. You get to make funny armor and weapons for your boys. Screecher, pandemic. Show exact level. Overhaul traits. Skill recovery journal, because, you know. Yeah. Are there bunker mods? There's a mod that adds the ability to have like basements, but I didn't want to put that one in because I don't know how hell that would be on like a server load. Making the zombies have a 5% so becoming a Neko Arc so they can infect other zombies. The virus's true form. I always make a schizo CDDA character. Well, now you can make a schizo fucking Project Zomboid character. Very cool. Stairs alert. Susceptible. This mod is fucked. This mod is very fucked. If you're dumb, take this trait. I'm leaving it in there so that somebody can get owned by it. I have tried to make this work. I'm too stupid and too like fucking kill-brained that I have to go fight. Whenever I see zombies, I'm like, I have to beat its fucking ass. How specific are we talking? Like how specifically fucked you are? Well, this mod makes it like Jake says, it makes it airborne. So you need to have some form of protection over your mouth to stop you from potentially catching the virus. You don't even need to get hit. And the thing is, until you get a gas mask, you have to deal with like fucking a piece of cloth mask that if there's more than 3 zombies, the mask doesn't fucking matter. It is rough. It is fucking rough. The ability to cut your arm off if you get bit on the arm, you know, because why not? Here we go. They knew. This adds a very small chance, if I'm correct, for a zombie to drop a one-time use cure. So if you're infected and you find this, you can go, oh, I'm good. But I'm also considering, there is a mod that lets medical people with high first aid create vaccines which help with like inoculating someone against the virus while they're out. That one I might also add. I have to look into it a bit more though. I feel like I need to disable this one. This one gets annoying sometimes. I voted for PC without thinking. Now I can't wait for the Minecraft server in a month. I'll be looking at getting Minecraft up and running too at the same time. But Zomboid's gonna take precedence since it won. True crawl, true crouching, some music shit, some movement shit, some sneaking shit, wandering zombies, water trailer, weapon condition. This one's a nice one. I always appreciate this one. Weapon sounds, where am I? This one just tells you where you are at the bottom left of the map. Working masks, ring clothes. We are going to have sleep on the server. But I have mods that make it so that you can actually sleep in a server without it being fucking hell. So, that'll be fine. Zombies can hear your microphone, because I'm assuming people are going to use in-game VoIP, and that'll be very funny. Super Cart, which lets you have... live your best homeless life and just move around with a shopping cart. Very fun. Green fire, helicopter. I don't even know, like, I don't think I've ever seen the helicopter. And that's about all the mods that are covered right now. So, you know. For example, let me show you what the character I rocked, or I've been trying to put together here is. Ignore this, I gotta re-add some stuff. It doesn't always put in. But yeah, I would start as a burn patient with all of my bones fractured. Schizophrenic, no clothes. I don't like clothes, and I'm addicted to fucking sleeping drugs, or fucking opioids. Very cool. But then I get to have all this funny stuff, which puts me at first aid 9, aiming 5, long blade 3, reloading 5. Basically, I am a healer. However, burn, that shit kills you quick. It's rough, but I mean, if I take both of these, I get 40 fucking points to work with, which means I can become kind of a badass. The first couple days, rough. After that, though, I'm a god. Is this going to be permadeath? Well, by nature, Zomboid is permadeath, but if you mean, do you get kicked out of the server when you die? No. You would be allowed to just make a new character. Longer than Broken Bones, I think. Well, here's the thing, and this is why I've been testing a little bit on my own so that I can get an idea of a character that I'd want to make. If you have high first aid, fracture is going to heal faster than burn, because the splints they are more effective by someone who has first aid. So if you are like first aid 10, you're getting like a 5 times quicker heal speed on fractured limbs compared to someone who has like no first aid. So that shit, like I was playing and like within a day my legs were already working again. So, you know, there's something to it there. That's why I was like high specking into medical as well, because I was like, I can make this work. I could really do this. New to this game, all you gotta know is that Project Zomboid, you're gonna fucking die, and that's okay. Just make a new character and hunt your old corpse down, kill it, and get your loot back. And with the skill recovery journal, if you do one of those, you can get your skills back to some extent. So, you know. That's why I'm gonna also release the pack of mods earlier on before the server, so that way if people want to jump in, get a feel for like the changes, they can do that and know what's gonna be going on for the most part. So, that's a little aside there regarding Project Zomboid. I'll be getting that good to go and on the Discord soonish. And then Saturday, we'll be trying it out. I thought I turned off display capture. Whoopsie. There we go. Has community night started? Still trying to draw it. No, community night is going to be on Saturday this week, given that everything goes well. And yeah, I think that kind of covers everything I wanted to cover tonight. Everything else has been said, so yeah. Anybody who's in chat, be you lurking or otherwise, Hope you had a good time watching. We even pushed it past the 3-hour marker by like 20 minutes by doing all that. Not a micro stream. Not a micro stream. I will not hear it. But yeah, have a good rest of your day, night, evening, whatever time it is for you. And I'll catch you on likely Wednesday. Until then, take care.
Fuck you, it's not a short stream. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.